thank you for the hip patch, Shale. I appreciate it. It's getting warmer over here, like it's coming up to summer. It probably, actually, I don't know if it is summer. I think it's still spring, but you know, it's getting warmer over here. And so what that means is the fleas woke up. Little larkin peeks me. Hang on. Is that better? Is that better? Oh. Is this better? I was using the wrong microphone again. That won't be helping. Anyway, hi gamers, how you doing? I'm kind of rough today, I'm not gonna lie. It might be a pretty short stream. I'm hoping to finish the game today, but we'll see. We'll have to see. Oh man, my camera's not capturing me very well. Okay. I'm constantly fighting my camera these days, not gonna lie. Oh, it's not even looking at me. Come on, you stupid bitch. Look at me. It's me, I'm Priscilla. Why wouldn't you look at me? Why wouldn't you look at me? Right. We're having some interesting moments today, chat. Which isn't that weird because I'm having a rough health day, not gonna lie. Let's figure this out together. What if I put it here? Tilt it up a bit instead of tilting down. How does that work? That's still kind of weird. How about now? Okay, this is a bit better. But it looks like I'm looking up at everything, and I don't like that. It's not balanced. The balance! I've lost the balance! No! Camera, look at me, please. See? Okay, I think we kind of have it oh no, I'm still unhappy with this. Oh, I'm still unhappy with this. It still isn't my favorite. Yeah, let me just turn the game music down. Preferences makes more sense. Yeah, let me turn that down. Oh. Chat, you have me at a... This isn't going to be a hot topic day. This isn't going to... Well, hot topics are still what I'm talking about. This isn't gonna be a hot glam Priscilla day. This is gonna be a... This is gonna be a kind of shaky, messy Priscilla day. But we persevere. We soldier on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop looking at my model because it's probably fine now and I'm just seeing imperfections in everything. My voice got quieter. What are you talking about? Is it quiet now? I'm sorry about all this, Jail, and everyone trying to watch. Oh. Still quiet? Okay. How about now? How about now? Do I quiet now? I'm always quiet though. I'm always quiet though. What's going on? What about now? This is at 100. This is the highest I can go. What do you mean that was very loud? I only turned it up a little bit. What about now? I'm crashing out. I'm crashing out. I'm not mad at you, Shell. I'm mad at technology. Are we good? Is it good now? Shell, for all the things you've been put through today, I'm gonna... If I could type. The best so far, but is it the best it can be? Should it be better? Yeah, you've been basically acting like a mod the whole stream. You get the title. You get the title. Is it the best it can be? Shale, can you hear me wonderfully? Am I good? Am I nice and clear and crisp? Okay, music goes down a bit. Okay. Okay, how about now? Hi, Wolfie! Hi! I'm crashing out a little bit. Hi. Thank you for the head pat. Hi. It's better? Okay, thank God. Okay. Okay, I win. I win! Anyway, as I was trying to say in my intro, I'm kind of shit today. Oh my God, that took 18 minutes. Oh. No, ignore it, Priscilla, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Yeah, so we had to like do a total flea clean of the house yesterday because since the weather's warming up, the fleas have woken up, right? And it turns out our back garden has like a lawn. Well, that's we already knew that. That's not news. We're like planning to pull it up and put plants in instead. But it has a lawn, right? Apparently these fleas were just dormant in that lawn until they smelt Hine and her deliciousness and they woke up and decided to attack her. And this really sucks because she likes sitting in the grass. So she's an indoor-only cat for a while until we know the grass is clean and we know that she hasn't got any more greeblies on her. And she's been coping really well, but she's been so tired. We had to give her a bath yesterday. And like an actual bath. in like a little tub outside and everything. And because I'd put all my clothes out that were like accessible for fleas in my room, all the clothes are in the garage, I didn't have any like shitty clothes to wear to wash the cat, so I just did it in my bra and undies. And that was really like a choice on my part. I'm very lucky that she isn't an aggressive cat to humans. I mean, she only gave me one scratch, and that was just her trying to get a grip on something to feel more stable. But like, she did really well for her first ever bath at the tender age of I think she's 6 years old, maybe 7. She's getting on there. She's getting on in years, absolutely. I've never had a cat age before. It's wild. But we gave her a bath, and she didn't enjoy it, but she let us do it, and she only scrabbled a little bit, really. And then we have just been periodically attacking her with the flea comb, which actually she likes, because she has really thick fur for a short-haired cat. Like, it's very thick and luscious. So she gets a lot of knots, and she actually really appreciates the help in grooming her. And then every time we find a flea, we dunk it in a little jug of like chemicals, so it drowns in nasties. But they're all adult fleas. We haven't seen any eggs or dirt. Well, not much dirt, really. So we think that they just were dormant, because they can like be asleep in a dormant state for like 9 months on like, and just like sitting there not doing anything. Because they're not fat either. They haven't been on her for very long, or any animal for very long, actually. I'm talking about fleas too much. I'm starting to feel itchy. So yeah, yesterday we stripped our beds, got all the clothes that were like in contact with her and put them in the wash. In contact with her since like this started, and put them in the wash. There's like a constant like rotation of stuff that has to go in the wash. We did run out of hot water yesterday, so it's just started up again today. And we got some flea chemicals that we put on the carpet, and like mattresses and sofas and all sorts. We are lucky because we have like most of the house is hardwood floor. It's just like the living areas have carpet, like the lounge and the bedrooms, but the pathways and the kitchen and the dining sort of area are all hardwood, and the bathrooms are tiles. So that's kind of great. That does help us manage it, but it was just a whole day of it. And I'm surprised I managed to like help for as long as I did. I didn't want to like leave it all to Mum, because I love my family, but the boys in it lack initiative. They don't just do things. Like, they have to be told to help, and they have to be told every step of what needs to be done. And I didn't want to leave Mum alone with that while she's trying to manage that situation. So we cleaned as much as we could. We cleaned the cat. She's sleeping on the dining room table on a piece of cardboard because she wants to sleep there. And every now and then when we walk past her, we give her a once over with the flea comb, and we dunk whatever we find into the chemical jug. The chemical jug. Mum's going out today to find some stuff to treat the grass with. When she brought it up, apparently she brought this idea up previously to Dad, and he was like, but what about the skinks? The skinks and the little lizards that live here, they'll get poisoned. And while that's sad and depressing and sucks a lot, they have like a whole bush that they live in as well. We won't be killing all of them, first of all. There's a lot of them in our garden, and a lot of them up in the bush. They'll be fine. The population will not be hit that crazy style. But also, I don't want to live in a flea infested home. I don't know what he's expecting us to do. Like, It's all well and good to be sad about skinks dying, but like, okay, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna like solve the problem? Like, that's great that you're sad about this and you don't want to do this, but what are we doing instead, you know? I can be loud and grumpy. He's not here at the moment. He left to go to China again. He goes to China all the time because the people love him. I've never been to China. He never like... Anyway, I'm so like out of it that I'm on so many tangents. We're playing a game today, aren't we, chat? I actually do want to finish this game. I'm just like so tired and out of it. But we will finish this game today. Promise. I want this. I want this desperately. I want to know what this nameless woman in the church was going to do to us. Let me sacrifice to complete your flea destruction ritual. Yes, thank you, Shale. You get it. Flea destruction ritual. I love that. That's so cute. It is a bit of like a sacrificial ritual that we're doing. It's like a sacrifice to the Hine god. And we can't just like... We did put like a flea treatment on her neck. You know, the gooey stuff that you put on her neck? The medicine. But it made her skin all red and sad. And we don't want to do another one until it's healed. So we kind of had to give her a bath and do all this other stuff. It's kind of... like she's got very sensitive skin. So poor baby, you know? Yeah, she's our poor little baby. Our poor girl. She tries so hard every day of her life. She's so tired. She went through a lot yesterday and we've been combing and fussing over her and that's exhausting too, apparently. A lot of energy's been put into her and she doesn't love a lot of it. She's been telling me off for combing her a bit. I fuss too much over her, but she deserves it, you know? Before we had like gone out to find like flea treatment stuff for the carpets and things, the night before I was looking at her scratching herself pathetically and being so upset. She was running because she was itchy. Like she was running, trying to run from the itching. Have you ever seen an animal do that? That's scary. That's upsetting, immensely upsetting. And I looked around and I looked up things on the internet for like a natural remedy that we could put on her just for the night. And I found out that fleas hate lemons. They hate them. They hate citrus with a passion. So we have a lemon tree. So I had a look in the fridge first because sometimes someone takes a lemon from the lemon tree and puts it in the fridge. Yeah, they hate citrus. It's not going to kill them, but they hate it. And so sometime I was like looking in the fridge to see if we had like any like lemons that someone had picked, and there was a half lemon in the fridge just ready to go. Like it was fate. So I squeezed it into a little cup and I put it all down her back, and she coped really well. She's such a tolerant little girl. She copes with all the bullshit. She would not cope with the bullshit if I was a child, but since I'm an adult, I get to do anything. She fucking hates kids. Like, you hear a kid shrieking or like just walking outside, she is so mad. She hates kids. If you're a kid, she hates you, sorry. Grow up, I guess. That's your only choice. Yeah. Yeah, she's so tolerant. And it's insane. You'd think she'd have like more limits. It's crazy. If you're a kid skill issue, exactly. Do better, I guess. Like, I don't know. It sounds like you're not trying hard enough for her to like you. It is what it is. I don't hate kids, but I do get it. They can be a lot sometimes. And as a cat, your like measurement for a lot is like completely different to a human. Kids would be a lot for any cat. Cats who put up with kids are angelic. I don't get them. Oh. I was going to tell you guys I was going to sneeze and then I sneezed. That's why I made a funny noise before the sneeze. Oopsie! We treated the whole house. And we're just doing drive-by flea combings on her every time we see her. The flea comb is basically attached to wherever she's napping at the time, right now. I'll probably do another round on her after stream. Oh, okay. Game. I don't have enough to talk about in my life to do a just chatting stream, to be fair. I should do game. The girl pouted, adopting the tempestuous tone of a Celtic warrior queen of centuries past. Ooh! I love that sentence. That's a really good sentence. You're interesting. I'm not so sure about that. You might not be, but I am. I wouldn't bother talking to you otherwise. I don't suffer fools gladly, you know. I don't like spending time with people who tire me, and you most definitely don't do that. I'm just like her for real. I don't use energy on people who annoy me or upset me. I just don't do that. I've got limited energy. I'm not gonna spend time with people that bug me if I can help it, you know? I enjoy listening to your stories. I enjoy listening to you. Oh, and I forgot to put this in the schedule, guys. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. CST, I'm playing Repo with Tushy Bean, Tempe, Nexus, and Wicked. I haven't played with Nexus in a collab before, but we talk. We're big chatters. I love chatting with him. He's a cool dude, so I'm very excited for that. We're going to play Repo tomorrow. I was messaged when was it? Tushy messaged me out of and she was like, hey, I know this is late time, but do you want to... What was that? Girl, I'm so distractible today. Oh, she literally messaged me on Tuesday. Yeah, it was very late minute for a streamer. But I'm feeling the collab energy lately. You saw me with Buckshot. Well, I haven't put the VOD up yet. But for those in the know, you saw me with Buckshot Roulette. I had a lot of fun there. I am very happy about the all the gun fan art I've been getting. I look so in my element. Oh, thank you for the head pat, Shale. But yes, we're playing Repo tomorrow. I haven't played Repo in a hot minute. I like when I can put people in the toilet. That's my favorite part. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted again. What's wrong with me? Ugh. I enjoy listening to your stories. I enjoy listening to you. Wow, Repo? Yeah, Potato. Repo. Also, hi, Potato. Or, as you may be knowing, Potetso. Is it Potetso? Did I call you Potetso? I think I did. Potzio. Potzio, that's what I called you, Potzio. Why did I call you that? I don't know. Potzio, or Potato as some people might know them as, drew some really good art of me with a gun. And you can see it. You could see it. You too could see it. In the Priscilla Discord. Yeah, it's... What do you mean, did you? It's your name in my Discord server. What the fuck are you talking about? I really like the one where you gave me a grenade. I shared it with some friends out of the server and they were like, Priscilla should have a knife, should have a gun that shoots knives. They think, yeah, you did do that. It's okay, I forget a lot of things I do too. I shared it with some friends outside of the server and they were like, yeah, you should, Priscilla needs a gun that shoots knives next. It's their natural evolution. So I don't know, get on that, I guess? Just kidding. You can if you want to. I'm very happy with the goofy ass shit you've been drawing me doing. It's a lot of fun. I never expected to be a gun person in my character. Because I'm not actually I'm pretty neutral towards guns, IRL. I have no strong feelings. They exist. Shooting knives sounds cool as fuck, right? But yes, we have a Priscilla fan art section. And it is currently... The most recent stuff is Potzio. Potzio's lovely art of me with gun. There's also one by Jaws that I posted in there that she made during the buckshot roulette stream because she was dead very soon in one round. Oh, it was very funny that she decided to do that. I did suggest, because she was like, I want to draw something, I don't know what to draw. So I was like, draw me with a gun. So I did suggest that, but it's cool that she did it anyway, you know? She could have drawn something else. But she didn't. Goodness. I think I'd enjoy simply sitting with you even without talking. Your company's very soothing. Oh, I doubt that. You'd get bored of me eventually. When I'm with you? The girl grinned. A cheeky grin, which was less Celtic warrior queen and more Cockney Victorian chimney sweep. Never. I'm certain of that and I'm sticking to it. Why do you look so unsure though? Haven't people ever told you that you're interesting before? Not really. Well, people are stupid. You shouldn't pay attention to what they think, or don't think in this case, because it doesn't sound like they have any sensible thoughts rattling around in their thick skulls. I love the way she talks. I love the way she talks. She's so direct. I love a woman who just says things, you know? I love a woman who just says everything she's thinking. And then has to deal with it. It's very funny. Subtlety is a skill lost on me. I can understand subtlety in filmmaking and art, but in like social situations, don't do that. Be direct, please. They're too empty-headed to realise something truly special when they see it. Ethel didn't reply. She was starting to feel too overwhelmed. I think it's really interesting that Ethel still hasn't asked. Oh, she did ask for her name, and then the girl was like, no, and then they moved on. But this is like the second time they're meeting, and she hasn't thought that this might be like a thing. It's very funny. Ethel, you don't think at all, do you? Ethel's not always very... Ethel doesn't like to... I don't think she likes to, make a fuss, so to speak. The girl's words were so forceful, Ethel felt oddly breathless in their wake, stunned into silence. Ethel had never before been given any chance to think she was anything special. In fact, it was quite the opposite. But... You're too nice, that's your problem. You have a hard time standing up to people. When they ignore you, or overlook you, or underestimate you, you roll over and accept it. You don't want to cause a fuss, you agree with all the negative things people say about you. Even things that are blatantly false. You're so afraid of causing any offence, you don't know how to properly live your own life. Yeah, that's a problem. You need to be able to say no. As an adult, that is a vital skill. Say no, actually. Practice it if you have to. Practice saying no in imaginary scenarios. Practice saying it in the mirror. A while back, I played a game called Say No More that was about saying no in a workplace environment and the power that can yield. And I think that is so... I think it's really... Senpai noticed me! Sorry, hang on. Sorry. I remembered to tag the game developer in my Blue Sky post, and she reposted that my post about going live. Oh my god! I'm sane, I swear. I'm definitely not like a mega crazy fan of hers. If you saw the Blue Sky post, I post, yes, senpai! I'm saying, I'm such a fucking weeb. I said senpai without even any cringe or irony. It was complete sincerity, sincere senpai screaming. But yes, I remember to tag the dev in my Blue Sky post, and she reposted and liked it. Oh my god. I've started being noticed by some visual novel developers recently, and it's really exciting. It's very, very exciting. It's the dream. I got noticed by the Onigashima devs the other day. They were like, "Oh, I can't believe we missed that you were streaming this," and it was really sweet that they noticed me, and then they have a raffle going on. Actually, hang on, let me post it. They have a cool raffle going on with the game. Not for a copy of the game, because that is free, technically. Like, you can just get that. But, let me post it in the chat. Hang on, babes. Oh my god. Hi, Eve! Come back! I'm posting a raffle that a game is doing. Okay, so, this raffle, right? This raffle that this dev is doing. So, you can get your character in the art style of Onigashima and as like a bust up. Oh, I'm all over the place, Eve. You could miss anything. You just have to like follow and reply. You do have to reply to the post. You can like, as an extra entry, you can reply, follow and like the post, comment your fave Onigashima scene for an extra chance to win. Which of course I did. But it's such a beautiful art style, guys. You should all enter the raffle because it's actually not many entries yet. And I want some competition. It's no fun if I win just by like existing, you know? Hi Eve, I'm all over the place today. This is technically a game stream, but I'm just doing anything. Sometimes I read a bit and then I get distracted again. I hope you're having a good day, babe. Oh, I should pin that. That would be so wise of me. Yeah. That's so clever of me. Oh, I accidentally hit the space bar. Oopsie doopsie. Yes. Previously, I played a game called Say No More, which is basically about saying no in a professional environment and the power that it holds and like the kind of community you can build up by showing that you have boundaries. And it's really cool. And you can actually make your little character kind of. It's very customizable and it's very cute. And if you want to watch the game, it's on my VODs channel. It only took like one stream. It's not a long game. But if at any point you're watching the VOD and you'd like think you'd like to play the game, please do play it. It's so good and fun. It's a very good time. Dare I say, it's like JoJo if JoJo wasn't dark at all. Like it's JoJo if JoJo was only whimsy and nothing dark. And it was set in a comical office. A comically exaggerated toxic office space. It's very good. I must recommend to everyone. Oh, I am so distracted. Hi, Eve. I already said hi, but that's okay. I can say it again. I love people. Anyway, you're so afraid of causing any offense, you don't know how to properly live your own life. But I think that makes you special too, in a sense. Aqua, that's my Ghanaian name, but I know no scenes, so I can't comment a scene. Oh, that's okay. You can still enter by doing the following and like raffle points, though. You can still do the other thing. Aqua. It's a very fun name, isn't it? But I think that makes you special too, in a sense. Chad, if I repeat lines, that's because I don't know what's going on at any given moment right now. It means that you're very kind. You're a lot kinder than I am, at least. I'd never let anybody insult me like that. The girl leant in as she spoke, cupping both of Ethel's cheeks with her hands. And hi, no lie, I keep thinking about what you might say over my small retreat. Oh? Is this tea? Is this gossip? Do I get to know more? What happened on your small retreats that I would like to know? The girl's skin might have been cold, almost inhumanly so, but the words which poured from her lips were so warm they made Ethel's body tingle. It was a dark and cold night, but she was beginning to blush. Ethel couldn't help but be self-conscious about this. If Shania were there, she would have pounced on even the smallest sign of weakness. But the girl didn't use it against Ethel. She wasn't trying to hurt her. Her voice was even sweeter than honey as she said, "But maybe that's why we get along so well. You can make up for what I lack. And maybe I can make up for what you lack too. There is no gossip, you're just going to plaves, thinking, Scylla may like this massage parlor, but thinking the masseuse not knowing how to do light pressure deep massage is kind of sus." Yeah. I do think it's weird if a masseuse doesn't know how to, like, change their pressures that they can do. Like, that's weird. That speaks to a lack of flexibility in your skills. I know that not every masseuse can do that. It's probably a very specific skill set that not everyone can, like, figure out. But I hope you're doing okay after that massage. I saw that it was good for you, but, you know, I hope you're not too tired. What I lack? The girl nodded. If you can't tell people what you want, then I'll have to do it for you. And what makes you think that you know what I want? Oh, I think I have a pretty good idea. You might be bad at being honest with your true feelings, verbally at least, but they show up regardless, all over your pretty little face. Pretty? Yes, that's right. I think you're very pretty. And you're really easy to read, too. It was so obvious what's going on inside that dome of yours. The girl leant in even closer, the tip of her nose brushing against Ethel's. She inhaled. Then she said, her voice newly playful, "And I think that's very cute. If you're going to act like this and you don't leave me with much choice, I'll simply have to kiss you." Hi, Black Piranha. Hi. How are you doing? The girl shifted closer to Ethel as she spoke, her fingers still splayed against Ethel's cheeks, effectively fixing her head in place. "Yuri in a church! Yes, Eve!" "The Bible can't stop me if I can't read." Oh, you're doing swell? Hell yeah, I love to hear that. You got here at an odd time? No, this is a great time to get here. What better time to walk in than when girls are kissing? The girl might have been skinny, but her grip was surprisingly strong. Ethel could feel her fingertips digging into her skull with such intensity it hurt. You'd go to church again if there was Yuri? See? They're not thinking. They don't understand how they could market themselves. If the church got Yuri, they would have so many more members. They wouldn't be dying anymore. Like, come on. It's easy. Where's my hot priest woman in a suit? Like, come on. Nothing could drag you back there. That's totally fair, Piranha. Nothing! And I respect that. But you can't deny that a marketing tactic of church has Yuri would be very powerful to a sect of people. What was I going to say? You don't know what I was going to say. You're not in my head. Yeah. Oh yes, I remember now. Did you know, chat? I don't think I can ever like think of one time I've been in a church. Like, I probably have been in a church like once or twice, but I don't remember a single time I've been in a church. So the fact that I don't remember it means that if I walk into one, I'll probably burst into flames, right? That would be funny. And I think it'd be really funny and silly of me if I walked into church and I burst into flames. Church attendance would go up by 200%. It would! I'm a marketing genius! Probably more? Yes. Geniuses all around. Ethel trembled, her eyes a little too large, as the girl brought their lips closer. She exhaled, and when she did, Ethel felt the girl's breath ghost against her cheeks. Maybe it was just Ethel's imagination, but for a few moments Ethel thought she could smell something subtly off about the girl's breath. A church-littered yuri would imply that they're a lot cooler than they are currently. Exactly! I walk in the church, there's a shelf of books that are just yuri. The yuri corner. There's some like nice chairs there. It's like a library section. There was something almost old about the air which brushed against Ethel's cheeks. If age indeed had a smell. It put Ethel in mind of an old person's home. The same one her great uncle had been sequestered away in. When his health had begun to deteriorate and he could no longer shuffle around his bungalow without stumbling over his own slippered feet. Oh, I'm glad you tried to make a clip, Eve. I don't get many clips, actually. Which is crazy with the way I be yelling about all sorts of weird-ass shit. I could clip myself, I guess, but I'm already doing a lot. And I get tired. But I appreciate you trying. Ethel had only visited her great-uncle a handful of times in the old person's home, despite her mother's frequent invitations that she'd tag along. She hadn't liked it. All of those old men and women had upset Ethel, their faces wrinkled and their wizened fingers gripping the armrests of their chairs. Their skin shrunk down to the bone. Everything in the old person's home had been brown. The floors, the walls, and the chairs, and though it had been scrubbed clean from top to bottom with Lysol, there had been a pervasive stench which cut beneath the clinical cleanliness. The air had smelt unpleasantly rank, just like mildew. It had reeked of rapidly impending death, impossible to staunch. And the girl's breath was just like that. There was a perplexing wrongness to it which made Ethel's skin prickle. All of a sudden, Ethel wanted to pull away. But then the girl's mouth was upon her, her lips wet and warm and yielding, and this didn't smell wrong. The girl's tongue was inoffensive as it slid between Ethel's parted lips, as was the saliva which coated it. Ethel couldn't find any reason to squirm away from her. If anything, she would far rather squirm against her. So she did. Ethel felt the girl's tongue exploring her mouth, slowly at first, but she moved more vigorously as the seconds elapsed, and Ethel made no attempt to push her away. Ethel felt as if her skin was prickling with static electricity. Ethel had kissed the girl before, this was nothing new, but she had never quite kissed her like this before. It was intense enough to leave her head reeling, intense enough to render her breathless. Speaking of her breath, Ethel soon realized that she'd been holding it. Her lungs were burning. What, was kissing supposed to hurt quite this much? Well, it depends on how you're doing it. Sometimes it does. Ethel had never been kissed quite this intensely before. Not by Clementine. Their make-out sessions were now beginning to seem almost demure, even when they had escalated to roving hands beneath shirts, roving hands between thighs. The girl had yet to take her hands from Ethel's face, but her kisses were unlike anything Ethel had ever known before. They were intense and driving, so much so it was scary. But it was exciting too. Ethel's blood was beginning to fizz inside her veins like cream soda. Her head, meanwhile, felt light. But her lungs were still burning. This was no good. She had to get some air in her, otherwise Ethel was afraid she would asphyxiate, drowning in her own pleasure like a rat in a vat of soup. Ethel drew back from the kiss, her face daubed bright red with an intense, almost angry blush, which looked like a sunburn. Her chest was rising and falling from the effort of trying to inhale enough air. Air which felt strangely light and sparse as it might at the heady peak of a towering mountain. Ethel's lips were damp from the girl's kisses, and her heart was hammering from the intensity of them. It was a cool night, but her palms felt uncomfortably sweaty. Knees weak, Aunt Spaghetti. and surreptitiously, Ethel tried to wipe her palms on her skirt. All the while she felt like a fool. Why was she so worked up about a kiss of all things? It was hardly her first. But she'd never felt anything like this before. It felt just like a dream. Did you like that then? The girl addressed Ethel directly, her eyes boring into Ethel's as if Ethel were her prey. The girl, the predator. It wasn't too much for you, was it? Ethel didn't know. Everything seemed like too much in that moment. Even existing seemed a difficult art, especially when her breathing was so very laboured. She felt as she had back in secondary school, flagging behind her classmates in the middle of cross-country. Her heart wouldn't stop hammering. The girl's affection had been far too cloying as she'd poured it into Ethel's mouth. Her kisses sweet like molasses, like candy floss, like cherry pie. It was all too much, it was overwhelming, but by the same token, it wasn't enough. Ethel wanted more of the girl, more of her fingers in her hair and her mouth against her own, and maybe the girl could see this. Though Ethel was too ashamed to say it because she giggled. Good girl. I'm glad you've warmed up to me so much, hee. I do wish you'd say a little more, though, to put me at my ease. But that's all right. The girl spoke softly, caressing Ethel's damp lower lip with her index finger as she did. You don't need to talk, not when we're together. I'm not interested in hearing more about your awful parents and your obnoxious brothers. There's plenty I can learn about you just from kissing you. The whimpers that you make are rather informative, and so is the way you shudder against me. It's utterly adorable. I've no idea why your girlfriend dumped you. She must have had awful taste. Huh? Broccoli. Ethel blinked as though waking from a dream. Her eyelids felt awfully heavy, as though they had been weighed down with lead. But she was still able to pick out the girl's features in the dark, her face looming centimetres away from her own. What was that about her girlfriend? Or ex-girlfriend, rather? Had Ethel told the girl about Clementine? She couldn't remember doing that. But she couldn't remember much of anything other than bands and hands and teeth and lips and tongues and grasping fingers and soft, breathy sighs. Her thoughts were all a jumble. Shh, it's all right. I know she hurt you, but you don't need to think about her now. You don't need to think about anything. All you need to do is focus on me. I'm not cruel, not like her. I won't abandon you. I like you. The girl leant in, her lips parted, red lips like cherries, which were a little slick from Ethel's saliva. She was so close, Ethel could feel herself inhaling the air that the girl exhaled, taking in her breath and stripping it of oxygen. Ethel was reminded, as the girl caressed her, of the cyclical snake which ate its own tail. What was it called? Ethel had known once, but she couldn't remember. And I'm going to keep on liking you. Had the girl's eyes always been so dark? No matter what. That's just the sort of person I am. It was with a light giggle, one which sounded oddly airy, that the girl leant in anew, to reclaim Ethel's lips with her own. Ethel gasped at the kiss, though it wasn't at this point a surprise. She had expected it. The girl had kissed her innumerable times already after all that night, so much so Ethel couldn't keep count of it. Ethel still found herself squirming, however, at this new volley of intense kisses. Ethel felt the girl's teeth nip at her lower lip, too insistent to be truly teasing, while the fingers of her right hand cupped her cheek. The fingers of the girl's left hand, meanwhile, seemed imbued with a newfound restlessness. They began to roam, slipping beneath the hem of Ethel's sensible sweater, and then... Ah! Ethel shuddered, her nerve endings aflame as the girl's palm pressed against her newly bared skin. The girl's touch was cold enough to be glacial. It felt like ivy needles were being inserted through the skin. Sharp, pointed needles which drove the air clean from Ethel's body. The further the kisses progressed, the greater Ethel's deterioration became. Her eyelids flickered. Though she had her eyes opened, the girl was so close Ethel couldn't see very much of her. In the dark of the night, the girl seemed an amorphous being, made of teeming shadows, something which wasn't wholly human. Ethel whimpered helplessly against the girl's mouth, her whole body aflame. An uncomfortable sort of dread had begun to crawl up Ethel's spine. It was cold and creeping, and it left her paralysed, completely incapable of moving. For a few moments, Ethel could only sit there accepting the girl's kisses, but no longer reciprocating them. The girl's tongue felt a thick, heavy sort of thing in her mouth, like a slab of leather, and Ethel was filled with the sudden desire to bite down upon it. Her shoulders shook. She didn't want this. It was all happening too quickly. The girl's fingers roamed higher, still beneath Ethel's shirt, and Ethel jolted. Her eyes widened. Then she shifted back, breaking the kiss with such suddenness it seemed almost akin to violence. I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, it's just, this is all so sudden. Oh? The girl examined Ethel, her head cocked to one side like a curious robin, her lips curved into a smirk, and her voice slightly amused. She said, "What's this? Don't tell me you're coming over all shy." "Oh, I don't like her anymore." "I don't like her anymore, chat. We're cancelling this mysterious woman. She sucks. I don't like her anymore. Boo. Boo." No, it's just..." Ethel looked away from the girl, newly incapable of meeting her gaze. Who was she, anyway? Ethel still didn't know her name. She could have been a serial killer for all Ethel knew, a shadowy stranger who seduced helpless young girls. Not that Ethel herself was so young, not anymore. Then led them to their deaths. "Girl, you're 21, you are young." It seemed a bit of a far-fetched assumption, but the girl had been singing when Ethel had first seen her. Wasn't that something the sirens said in Greek myths of old? The sirens were beautiful women with long curling hair and glittering tails, who had perched prettily upon their rocks, calling out to passing sailors. They had drowned more than a few hapless men that way, reducing their boats to pulped driftwood on the pointed, impersonal rocks. Ethel herself was no sailor, but she felt as though she was drowning. Her lungs might very well have been full with fetid, muddied water, and the longer she sat with the girl, the more intense this feeling became. Ethel pressed her fingers against her lips. They were tingling. Her fingers and her lips both. Her brows, meanwhile, felt cold and clammy. "Ah," the girl, evidently taking Ethel's silence as a tacit confession that she was feeling shy, giggled. "That's very cute. You keep saying that, but am I really, cute?" "Of course. You've got to be a little bit cute, else I wouldn't be like kissing you so much. In fact, I've become quite taken with you. It's a bit of a shame you decided to cut our little rendezvous short." "Can I bat her on the head with newspaper?" "Yes, you can, Eve. You can bat her on the head with something bigger if you want. Something more brutal. I will be okay with that." Rendezvous? Was that how the girl wanted to term it? How delightfully European. It's almost made what they'd done before, the girl's tongue shoved inside Ethel's mouth, seem cultured. But it's all right. I wouldn't want to push you, not too much at least. So I'll play nice for now. I won't demand too much from you, although... The girl's smile widened, until modulated by the shadows, it looked uncanny. "If you care for me at least, let's say 1/5 as much as I care for you. You shouldn't play games with my poor heart. Blowing hot and cold will only keep my interest for so long, and we won't have much time together. Not after today. I wouldn't want you to wind up missing me too much. It'd be a shame if you never got to say everything you want to say, or do everything you want to do." "You think she's a serial killer?" "Oh, she might be. That'd be pretty cool. Story-wise, I mean, not like as a person. Not in this situation. Not like actually cool." Here, the girl raised her eyebrows suggestively in a manner which didn't seem quite in keeping with her heart-shaped face. So you might as well make the most of things. Or at least try to. Don't they say it's better to regret the things you've done than the things you've not done? It was a saying Ethel was familiar with. But she didn't hold much stock in it. There were a lot of things she'd done during her short life that she wished in retrospect she hadn't. Yeah. At the end of the day, regret is regret, no matter if it's something because of something you've done or haven't done. Like, it's still regret. She wished she hadn't plucked up the courage to hold Clementine's hand for the very first time when they'd both gone to the cinema to watch some mindless superhero movie. No, that was a good thing you did. It's important. That's actually okay. She wished that she hadn't had the wild idea of asking Clementine out on a date when the film ended and the credits had started rolling. No, that was cute and okay. And she wished that Clementine giggling hadn't said, "What's this? I thought we already were on a date." No, that was cute. That was fine. If a relationship had never begun between the pair of them, then Ethel never would have known how much it hurt when a relationship fell apart. One that you cared about. No, that's important. It's part of growing up. It took me years to recover from my first relationship. And it hurt, but it was important. And I'm so lucky that it was with someone who cared for me. And that we only split up because we wanted different things. It's so important to care for your heart, but also important to live. You gotta live! You gotta live! You gotta be out there and do things. Why on earth would Twitch hate all those emotes? I have run into that before. Oh my god, so Jaws, I played Buckshot Roulette with her like yesterday. When they thought it was spam. Yeah, I've run into this issue before. Jaws is like, I don't know what it is, but something to do with her Twitch stream chat bot or whatever's flagging on her specific channel is so aggressive. Whenever I use like emotes, they get mad at me, and I would always be like, no, and then eventually they time me out because I do it so much. And it's like, no, there's a difference. It's weird. It's weird. She regretted that rather a lot. Sometimes Ethel wished she could scrub her mind clean of their entire relationship, all the late night texting, the trips to the movies, the sleepovers in Clementine's storeroom, which had been bigger than Ethel's. But maybe some good had come of that short-lived relationship after all. It had! Yes! For a few months at least, Ethel had been really, truly happy. Yes! I wish the Twitch auto mod system was more customizable. The rigidity is kind of unfair for all the various communities. Yes! I wish I could customize auto mod. It's really rude. You can only customize like bots that you can like sign up for Twitch. Like bots that you like give that like mod for you. But you can't like customize Twitch's actual auto mod. It's really annoying. Oh, she's an ads. She's an ads. Oh no. If only someone in my beautiful community could save her. Alas, it falls to me again. Priscilla, how are you going to make money off of your Twitch if you keep giving people subs? I don't know. Oh, I wonder who did that. I wonder who did that. That's so weird. Congrats on your new sub, Eve, by the way. Hi, welcome back from ads, Eve. You will never have to see them again for like a month, I think. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder who did that. My community is so kind. Yeah, Shale, I also agree. It would be nice to customize auto mod. It's crazy. Who did that? That's so weird. For a few months at least, Ethel had been really truly happy. When she'd been Clementine's girlfriend, she hadn't felt at all lonely. This loneliness had returned full force, however, since everything had come to an end. But what was done was done. There was no sense dwelling on it. For the present, she existed in the here and now, on a pew in Oxbury's church with the girl, and that was enough for her. In any case, hadn't the girl said something rather strange? Yeah, Eve, I saw. Someone, gifted you a sub. That's so cool. That's awesome. A mystery contributor gave you a sub. Isn't that awesome? Oh, thank you for the stretchies, Shale. Oh, big stretch. Oh. Thank you. Yeah, it's like a mystery. My community is really generous. They do this all the time. What do you mean we don't have much time left to spend together? Yes, one day you'll have the money to do it yourself. Yes, I believe in you. I believe in you, Eve. Exactly what I said. My parents will be coming to pick me up soon. Tomorrow's my last full day here. I'll be gone on Monday morning. Oh. Ethel hadn't expected that. Though, why she hadn't expected that? She was unsure. The girl had told her earlier, hadn't she, that she wasn't staying in Oxbury indefinitely. She was just visiting. She had made it quite apparent that she couldn't wait to be rid of the place, a sentiment Ethel shared. If she could have escaped Oxbury, she would have. It felt oppressive. It did seem awfully sudden, though, that the girl had announced her departure now. So soon after they'd met. Ethel had only known the girl for 2 days. Or nights, rather. They'd barely had a chance to talk. Hell, they'd barely had a chance to speak. The girl had been so aggressive when it came to kissing her. Very little in the way of actual conversation had passed between them during the last 15 minutes. Now, it seemed unlikely that Ethel would ever see the girl again. There. The girl, perhaps sensing Ethel's anxiety, let her hand rest atop Ethel's own. She smiled gently, then said, "We have one more day at least, to share all our dirty little secrets with one another. So don't worry, this isn't the end. Who knows? It might even be a new beginning." A new... what? Ethel was stuck on the girl's words. They were rather corny when the girl leant in. Then the girl pressed her lips against Ethel's cheek. The kiss was a fleeting one, of a magnitude less intense than those she had previously bestowed upon her partner, but Ethel still blushed. She simply couldn't help herself, not around the girl. She was hopeless. "I don't mind giving you my phone number, or my address. Heck, I'd even give you my national insurance number if you wanted it." I don't think you need to go quite that far." "I thought not. Still, I want to show you how serious I'm being about this. I'm serious about us." Us? Was there an us? That was news to Ethel. But you have to make a bit of an effort too, alright? If you want to keep seeing me, then I need to test your resolve. It's like a quest from a fairy tale, you know. Not that I'm as sadistic as the princesses from those. I won't have you scouring the ends of the earth for golden apples or slaying any dragons. What I want is much more manageable. You just need to come to the church and see me tomorrow night, like you usually do. Do you think you can manage that? Do say that you will. I hate for things to end like this. Ethel, if she could stop being flabbergasted, I think we can just start with your name. Eve, she's asked for this girl's name. She has just simply said, no, heart emoji, you know, that kind of vibe. She's been like, no, not right now. Later. Heart emoji. It's very funny. The girl looked at Ethel, her gaze poignant. Why am I struggling? This would be fine for me usually. What's wrong with me? Poignant. It's sounding like not a real word anymore. We're moving on. It doesn't sound real anymore. We stop. And her lips pursed, and as Ethel stared at the girl's pretty face, she found herself incapable of looking away. She was spellbound. thoughts of the girl were Ethel's constant companions as she navigated the forest's twisting paths and as she emerged from the thicket of trees which surrounded her. These thoughts percolated inside her skull as she went her way through Oxbury's street, until she returned to the nondescript lane where her parents' house was situated. Ethel thought of the girl as her fingers fumbled for her keys, and she thought of the girl as she pushed the front door inwards with a click. She thought of her as she bent to unlace her shoes, and as she ascended the stairs with a series of heavy, lumbering footfalls. She thought of the girl as she drew a bath. Ethel had always liked having baths, and it was nice being able to fill the tub so late at night, without having to worry about waking her parents. And as she submerged herself, nymph-like, in the warm water. I love this art. We've seen this one before, but look at the way they've done the water. With the it's like a glass window thingy. Oh, it's so pretty. And I like that it looks like she has tummy chop. Can you see it, chat? She's kind of like, she's shaped. She's shaped. I like it. I like that she's not super skinny. It's nice. It's nice that she has body. That she has real body stuff. Oh shit, hey Hydra! How you doing? You still practicing beating up dolls? Yeah, I remember that. I'm not forgetting that. Hey! Yeah, just for me? Yeah, you gotta level up a lot a bit to like take me down. I'm so fucking powerful. You don't even know about my special moves. You don't even know. Ethel had run the water hot on purpose. She liked her baths to be scalding, hot enough that the sensitive skin on her soles began to prune, and her face turned pink, and she could feel it permeating her pores. She curled up inside the tub like a newborn, shivering as the ceramic pressed against her skin. The hot water was soothing, as was the sound of the water as it rippled around her. But though she was now far away from the forest and from the church which dwelt within it, Ethel's thoughts had yet strayed from the girl. You know what my move is? The girl smooch, a popular wrestling move. That's one of my moves, okay? Only one of them. I have others. I'm multifaceted. Still, she thought of her, turning her visage over and over in her head as a child might play with pebbles on the beach. The girl had overtaken her thoughts entirely, seemed, in fact, to have permeated through Ethel's skin and into the core of her very being. Ethel's bones ached for the girl, and so did their muscles. Ethel's thoughts were becoming vague, a side effect of the bathwater, which she might have run a bit too hot after all. We've all made a bath too hot and ended up fainting in it, right? Because of the heat? Yeah, we've all done that before, that's normal. That's a normal person experience. Steam was rising from the undulating surface of the water. It misted over the bathroom mirror and the silvery taps on the end of the tub. Ethel's flushed cheeks were starting to prickle with moisture. When she blinked, a pearly bead of sweat was dislodged from her left eyelid. Slowly it trickled down her nose and Ethel brushed it away. Ethel's body felt as though it was burning. But this wasn't wholly the fault of the water. The heat wasn't an external thing sloshing against her thighs and her stomach and the curve of her back. It seemed to be inside her too. It had infiltrated her. These thoughts of the girl, of her lithe, lean body and her dark hair, were so overwhelming they were almost intimidating. Like the particularly sadistic parasites. My favourite! Guys, did you know I like parasites? Did you know? Hee. I need to get like a little fact book about parasites. I want books about parasites, but I can never find fun ones. I should look into that. What if I put that on my Christmas list and give it to my family and they go, oh, okay. You like red flags? Only in fiction though, okay? But I do, yeah. I love fictional red flags. They are my favourite. Tiki. Like the particularly sadistic parasites which infested insects. Have you guys seen the videos of people putting like the praying mantises into the water and drowning them? And then like the parasite wormy comes out of their butt and it's all wriggly and it's gross. Have you seen those videos? It's so gross. I love them. Yeah, it's nasty. It's great. Not every praying mantis has those, but a lot of it. But it is a praying mantis specific parasite. Holy crud! Yeah. Hi Eve. Yeah, they do that. Yeah. It's pretty messed up. Parasites are messed up. That praying mantis isn't gonna live though if we let the parasite in there. Like, you've been here. Yeah, I know you've been here the whole time. It's just like, oh my god, hi. Yeah, hi. We're doing about this right now. Hi. Yeah. So like the parasites don't live if we just let them continue living and don't drown them and get the parasite out. Like they're gonna die anyway. So we might as well get the parasite out and have a look at it. Like they're not like a cohabitation kind of parasite. That's a good question. What's messed up about this? The parasite or the drowning? Like, they both suck. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Hi Raiders! Oh shit! There's like 3 of you! Oh my god! What's wrong with me? Hi! Hi, my name's Priscilla. Hi, my name's Priscilla. I'm talking about parasites right now. Hi! Okay, Ruby? Oh god, there's a timer on, Hi, the lift nut? Like the tool? Like the tool? I don't want to miss anyone. Hi, Angel. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Crobo? I don't know you, Crobo. Do I know you, Crobo? Oh no, I have to wait. Welcome in, guys. Hi. We're playing a visual novel, where a girl meets another girl. And we'll not ignore Crobo. He raided. Crobo, don't listen to them. Don't listen to the lies and the cruelty. You're just as important as the other raiders, I promise. But hi, everyone. Today we're playing a visual novel where a very insecure woman without a backbone meets a woman in a church in the middle of the night and is immediately wooed. Thanks for the head pats, Angel. And she's kind of fucked up. Want to collab? Yeah, I figured. Wow, 3 of you. Ah, yes, I saw you were gonna play Left 4 Dead 2. Can I shout out people now? I don't know how time works. 24 seconds! I can't move on until I do this, otherwise I'll forget people. Hi, we were talking about parasites. Have you guys seen those videos of the praying mantises? They put them in water and the parasite comes out of their bum. It's like a big worm. Have you seen those? Yeah, it's Yuri. I don't think it's healthy Yuri though. This isn't looking like healthy Yuri. You have seen it? Oh my god, Angel, it's so gross and cool, right? Can I shout you out now? I want to shout out Angel. I can't move on until I shout people out. Okay, now we wait for Crobo. Horsetail worm. Yes! You know the one, Ruby. Okay, Crobo. Don't go anywhere. You have to wait for a minute and 30 seconds until I can shout you out. Okay? One of the few things that make you feel funny. Parasites do that a lot, to be fair. They are gross like that. And I think that's the best feature. I hate they put limits on how, like time limits on shoutouts. It pisses me off. Robert, it's pissing me off. Does anyone know that guy Marcus? He's in VR chat. He's like a weird worm. Oh, thank you for promoting me, Hydra. I'm like not on it today. I am not on top of it today. Have you guys seen Marcus? VR chat, weird worm guy? Robert, it's pissing me off. He messes with this little guy called Robert, and it's really cool. He reminds me of, like... He's like absurdist meme culture. Apparently he's played by like a... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Hydra. You know what, Hydra? That's mod behavior. Let me get you. I don't have enough mods apparently because whenever I stream there's like only 1 or 2 mods and then nothing gets done and I have to do everything, so I'm modding more people these days. Congrats, Hydra. You have power now! Oh, new mods. Hydra and Shell. Guys, the rules are don't let people be bitches. Okay, thanks. If you see a child, kill them. Thanks. Okay, we got everyone! Let's fucking go! Well, yeah, I hope you guys had fun and... Yeah, kill the children. They're not allowed here. This is 18 plus. Literally, if I see a child in my chat, I want them obliterated. I'm not fucking with that life. Oh my god. Oh my god, the children are fighting back. Oh god, the children are fighting back. They made me drink the drink in the wrong pipe. Oh, but hi everyone. The children killed me. Oh god. I have a Discord. Yeah, they're trying to kill me. They hated me for what I said. Yeah, I will never be a mother. Yes, you're so right, Hydra. I will never be a mother. I'm okay with children existing, but that's not around my responsibility matrix. Yeah, they heard what I said and they sent their psychic beams to attack me and make me put my drink down the wrong pipe hole. Ugh. I have a Discord. It's also 18 plus. Recently, people have drawn me with guns, and I love it. I post horror stuff that I find, like games and movies and things. A lot of games. I love shorts for games. Oh shit, thank you for cheering for the biddies. The cheers, Angel. Love it. I fucking love it. Oh. I've been posting like shorts for horror games, so I don't forget them, in the horror channel. And I also post like movie stuff, and art. We have a horror specific channel so people can avoid that shit. Even though I'm a big fan of horror, but I know that not everyone is who follows me. It is what it is. It is what it is. But this month we're only playing horror themed stuff, chat. Because I am here for the one true holiday. The one that matters to me the most. If Christmas lasts for a whole month, then Halloween lasts for a whole month. You get what I'm saying? Also, Christmas doesn't last for a whole month. Until my birthday happens, Christmas isn't allowed to happen. Until my birthday happens, Christmas isn't allowed to happen. My birthday is in December. It is on the 18th. And until that happens, no Christmas. Don't talk to me about Christmas. Christmas doesn't exist. The day after my birthday, you can put the decorations up, but not before. Never before, never during. That's the rules. I don't want to see that shit. Mariah Carey, get out of my house. You're not allowed to be in my space until my birthday happens. Oh, but welcome, Raiders. I am on the shits today. You don't make the rules, you just enforce them. Exactly. I make the rules. You enforce them, Hydra. You can still hear Mariah in your head. Angel, you can fight back. I believe in you. Listen to some Listen to Paramore. Listen to Marina and the Diamonds. Listen to Chrissy Chlepeka. Listen to some girly pop music. That'll really clear your soul. Listen to Chappell Roan. I sang Pink Pony Club to my music teacher recently, and he was like, "Your voice is made for that." And like, wow, what a gift. I am taking singing lessons. I hope to do a cover one day, but we'll see. We'll see. It may take years. You know how it is. Like, I've never had singing lessons before ever, so it's like, I want to feel like I can do it, you know? I'm on my shirts, actually. You guys want to hear a sample of what I'm learning? I feel like singing. I want to sing. Let's sing, guys. I'm gonna sing. Prima donna girl, yeah. All I ever wanted was the world. Can't help that I need it all. Prima donna like the rise and fall. And I will not do the high note bit because I fucking hate that bit. And I'm still learning to trust myself there. But yeah, a snippet of what I'm learning. I'm currently learning Marina Diamonds. Prima donna girl. Wahoo. I love it. I love Marina. She's so cool. Her music is amazing. Oh damn. I'm assuming that means like I sounded good, Angel. Thank you. Oh. It's pretty good. Thank you. Thank you. Is the game making draining noises? I keep thinking I'm in the bathtub. It might be. Lesby vibes are strong. Hell yeah. I love that song. That's the song I'm currently learning. With my singing teacher. He's like done like operatic training. So he likes it when I do big singing. You know? He likes big noise. He doesn't want me to mumble. And I love that. He wants me to do big, clear, shouty, loud, you know, wide notes. And it's really fun to do that. I'm not used, in my life, I'm not used to like being big. And it's really nice to like learn how to do it. And he has been quite supportive. I'm not confident in my the high pitch that Marina does. But I think I could learn. Apparently I sound okay. Like I sound decent when I do her high pitch, but like I don't believe it yet. I may never believe it actually, but that's shit, you know, that's how it is. Yeah, the game, Epic Humate games have a lot of Foley noises. Like they do Foley, not just music, so you probably are hearing noises like that. Yeah. Eve, why did you add me on Twitch? Oh, on Discord. Oh, woman. Oh. Woman. The NZ Women's Firefighter calendar. Oh! Thank you, bestie! You know what I like, babe. Thank you. I like my big woman. Hot woman firefighters in your area. They are, actually. Unfortunately, they may not all be lesbians. And they may already be hooking up with each other if they are lesbians, to be honest. Yeah, Eve hooks a girl up. She knows what I like. Maybe I could get the calendar. Maybe I should get the calendar. I do need a new calendar for next year. Bring back saucy calendars. I think saucy calendars are funny and silly. True, the lesbian community is pretty incestuous. Yeah. Let me in. Yeah. You meet someone who's a lesbian, who's like socially a lesbian as well, like they get out and meet other lesbians. There's a chance that you know like 3 people that they have gotten with already. At least. They need to save you from the fire in your heart. Shut up! Do not reference Chua Boas at this time! Do not reference the man, Chuabuos. Well, I'm thinking about lesbian firefighters. How could you? Hydra, I can't believe I modded you when you would do this to me. Unless that's just like a very funny coincidence. That might just be a really funny coincidence. Or you could be referencing Chuabuos, the firebug VTuber, who has jiggle physics on his model's balls. Oh my camera. My camera fell down. Hi Vixen! Ah, thank you for the hydrating head pats. We haven't done a lot of the game today. Churro mentioned, yeah. I'm never letting people forget that he has jiggle physics on his model's balls. That's not okay. You're actually using heart to censor what you're actually gonna say. Okay. I love Churro. Is he here? Can I shout him out? The most important thing about Churro is that you make fun of him. He's not here! Twitter! Can't shout him out if he's not here. How do people shout out people when they're not there? Do people do that? I think they do. Yeah, Angel, you should show up to Churro's stream and ask to see it jiggle. You should ask to see that good jiggle. I'm sure he'd love that. Oh, Eve! You know so many gay furry streamers and the sheer amount of bull physics you've seen? Bruh. The funny thing about Chuabuos is he's a straight man. Quote unquote straight. We do be making impreg of him. We do be giving him a fucking womb tattoo. He recently got out of himself in a cheerleader uniform. Oh, sorry if my model's bugging out. It keeps falling over. Not the model, the camera. We have been bullied him into the pregnant zone, and I like posting in his server for Femboy Friday every Friday. Churaboros? Listen, he's a straight man in the space. What is he expecting? He's a straight man with like multiple gay friends. I don't know what. You keep getting in trouble? No. You'd never get in trouble with me, Eve. Twitch is just a bitch. I wrote down his name in the stream. Just for you, Hydra. Just for you, Hydra. And anyone else who wants to bully him. My favorite thing is when he plays a horror game because he loves horror. Right? He loves it. But he is so easily spooked. Right? So what you do is you wait for the perfect time. I did want to shout him out, yeah. If you know a way, Hydra, then I will let you. Go on. He's so easily spooked, and he has sound alerts that people can redeem for points, right? So what I do is I do like perfectly timed noises at him, and he goes, "Ah! Priscilla!" It's really good. I like to call them as heart attack streams. Oh, it's very fun. He sees me in chat, he's crying. It's great. Oh, with the what? Ah, thank you! Thank you, Hydra. That's our little firebug man. Ask him about his jiggle physics, he'll love it. Everyone go ask him about his jiggle physics, unprompted. Don't tell him I said it. Until he like gets really confused, then you can tell him. But I want to put him into a confusion spiral, you get it. We were reading a fucking book about lesbians. What is wrong with me? Oh, I'm on some shit today. I'm on some shit today. Like the particularly sadistic parasites which infected insects to have them climb to conspicuous places so they could be consumed by predators. Ethel Toon felt her body moving. Oh, those are the ones that get caterpillars. Yeah. And they put them out in the open so birds will eat them because they like being in bird bodies. confusion spirals are so good. It's so important to make straight people confused, though, is like the really cool thing. Because they don't know how to deal with like absurdity as much as we do. Like they don't have the experience, I've discovered, and it's really funny. She was hardly conscious of what she was doing. It was very late at night and she was tired, and the bath water was so very warm as her hand shifted. The caterpillar parasites playing 40 chess. They're actually really awesome. Have you seen like how they look when they're like posing, the guys? Thank you for the look. Oh, it's a fungi. Yeah, it's pretty scary, I bet. You should be looking at this. Go eat. Oh, eat something yummy for me. Okay, so it's a fungal parasite. Oh, that's right. It's the cordyceps one. It's what they use in Last of Us. A lot of people like that thing. I don't like Last of Us, actually. I never really vibed with it. There's not enough whimsy. Like, yes, everything fucking sucks, but where's the whimsy? Being a human in any situation, it is unrealistic to not have any whimsy, okay? People find reasons to have whimsy at any given moment, and it's crazy that there's no whimsy. It says a lot about the writers. I know that's a big serious game, but I don't care for that. Especially when like big developers are doing it. I don't care for developers being big serious. They don't do it right. Ethel's left hand found one of her breasts. Ooh! Okay. Good for you, babe. A full curve of supple flesh which was damp from the bathwater. Ethel had never liked her breasts very much. She had, in fact, considered them a constant source of shame ever since she had been a young girl. They had swollen much more quickly than the rest of her female classmates, even when she had been in primary school. Yeah, that sucks, bitch. That's not good for a girl. That's really depressing and scary. Lauren had taken her bra shopping when she'd been only 9 years old, much to Ethel's chagrin. The other girls her age, like the Shanias and the Imogens and the Morgans of the world, had still been playing hopscotch in the playground and tying one another's hair in uneven pigtails. Ethel, meanwhile, had to go bra shopping with her mother. She was the first in her class to wear a bra, and she felt it marked her. The ugly beige flesh harness had made her stand out when she tried to change PE class among the other girls. Shania and Morgan had both giggled when they had seen Ethel's bra as though it was something shameful. As though they themselves would never need to wear a bra one day. Oh, if she was in America, she would have been well at home. I feel for her a lot. It's not good for kids to have to deal with that growing up, especially with the way people view breasts. If people were more normal about bodies, I think it would be fine, but people are weird. I often think to myself, thank you for fan Crobo! I appreciate it! Oh, you helped us hit a follower goal. 220! Guys, we hit 220 followers because of Crobo. Everyone scream and yell and praise him, okay? Yes, especially to children. I think that, yes, follow goal met. Yes, very exciting. Thank you, Crobo. This will be a very funny time for you to unfollow, but I presume you won't do that. I read, so I used to be on Tumblr, right? And I read a story about how someone, who was like, lived in Europe their whole childhood, and then they moved to America later on. And this person writing the post was a friend of theirs who they grew up in America with. And they recounted how they would like bathe. Like everyone would use the same bath water. So everyone would see everyone's bodies in the family. Grandparents, parents, kids, etc. Everyone would see everyone's bodies. They would see what bodies are in like a non-weird state. Just existing. And they said to their American friend, they said, and I'm probably paraphrasing, because I oh my god, my camera! I'm gonna fucking kill this thing. I need like glue tack or something. This is driving me insane. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. While my bottle is bugging out, I shall recount the story, I guess. They said, fucking hell. Normal stream? With the Priscilla? No way! Basically they said, the problem with Americans is that you don't see your grandma's tits. And that's like a very short, like, Sonic rewrite. Oh no! No, that's bad. Kind of funny though. Oh my god. That was the basic quote, I believe. And I kind of get it. I kind of get it. I was also... I did not share the bathwater with my family. We'll say that. So I have my own body hang-ups, and it has made me a bit weird. For example, I think I'm the only person who has a touch stomach in my country. I know this is logically stupid, and that other people must have stomachs. But, yeah. There is no world where you see your grandma's boobies. No, Hydra, okay. Think about it. Would you be weird about a woman's tits? And like her body and how it aging and stuff? Would you be weird about a person's like body if you saw it at every stage of life? Like if it grounded itself. That's the idea, right? If people's bodies were grounded in reality, I think we'd be a lot more normal about bodies. I have no interest in bodies that are perfect. And I have my hang-ups. Of course, as we all do. You've seen your mum's boobs enough, you don't need your grandma's. Oh, okay. I guess that would fix you. I guess that's good enough. That had been nothing new for Ethel, however. Even at the tender age of 9, and some change, Ethel had been tragically accustomed to the teasing from her other classmates. She hadn't been prepared for the boys to gang up on her too, however. There had been one boy in particular, Aidan Yates, who'd found Ethel's new bra supremely fascinating. Oh, I already see where this is going. He'd sat behind Ethel in class, and he'd soon taken to twanging the elastic on the back of her bra beneath her demure yellow and white check school dress so the band snapped against Ethel's skin. God, I remember when everyone got boobs and guys would do this constantly. It pissed me off! I didn't stand out much. Like, I kind of blended into the background a lot when I was a kid and in high school and stuff, so this never happened to me very much. I did get asked out as like a joke often though, which was really interesting and fun and great. But they didn't do this one, no. This had hurt her, though. Worse than any physical discomfort, it had been humiliating. She had been so very humiliated by this, she hadn't been able to tell Mr. Brown about Aidan. She hadn't wanted to draw even more attention to her bra or to her breasts, which she had despised. Ethel had been on the receiving end of jeers and catcalls from men twice her age on the street before she had been in double digits. Yes, it pisses me off, that shit. It had been a miserable experience, one which had made her resent her body. Even now, when Ethel had grown and the rest of her body had filled out to the degree she no longer looked as horribly disproportionate as she had as a child, Ethel still loathed her breasts. I really do much know my school days. I'm glad they're over forever. Me too. Me fucking too, Eve. There was a man yuri before. A dude had an innate for a woman and had this one tomboy friend who was like, dude, my boob, look my boobs, moves the skin, look at the... and lifted up her C cup. Bazongas. Oh, yeah, that would fix a lot of people. I have a friend who is like pretty scared of women. That might fix him. Oh, we're just congratulating you, Crobo. You got us to a follower goal. We were all very happy about you. Congratulations. You're a star. If she could have, she would have clawed them from her belly like lumps of clay. Body like lumps of clay or lumps of dough. Ethel couldn't do that, however. All she could do was endure them, and that was precisely what Ethel had tried to do. She had endured and endured and endured, never much liking the cumbersome cage of flesh she'd been trapped in. Oh, she's moaning, okay. But it wasn't resentment which prompted Ethel to massage her breasts now, rolling them between the pads of her palms, then pinching her nipples between her fingertips. Although her actions were not those of a woman who wanted to surgically remove the bags of fat which swayed on her chest. They were reverent instead, almost worshipful. Hello. Getting saucy on Twitch. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Ethel's index finger rubbed at one of her nipples, which was slick from the bathwater, and a jolt of electricity coursed through her down her spine. Her back arched, water sopping against the inside of the tub. Ethel has touched herself before. As much as she disliked her body, she wasn't necessarily afraid of it. But she couldn't recall ever feeling quite like this. She'd never been quite this thorough when she had been giving herself pleasure in the past. Typically, Ethel had masturbated only to get the overact over and done with, so she could do more productive things with her time, things which were decidedly less embarrassing. Ethel wasn't asexual, at least she didn't think she was, but she'd never enjoyed masturbation very much. That's okay, I'm asexual, I'll take it. I'm me. Is she playing violin? Not yet. Not yet, Hydra. What are we hearing? Ayo? Hi, welcome, Provo. Welcome to my chat. Welcome to my streams. Welcome in. Hi. Shit gets wild in here. It's 18 plus for a reason, baby. Not yet, Hydra. She's not playing violin right this moment. Unless, you know, if you think about it, maybe she is kind of playing violin. She is, playing the strings, so to speak. She had the urge to touch herself, but the urge was a fleeting one, and when it did come, she didn't like to linger upon it. She's in sound check right now. Exactly. She's getting things tooled up. She's tuning her strings. Yes. Yeah, she's figuring it out. She didn't like to indulge. It's very funny. Raiders, I'm actually asexual. A lot of sexual situations are like funny to me. Like either they're artistic or they're funny or they're both. Usually I can find comedy in them. Like I have no interest in them for like what they are. I respect that they are something that I will not understand. But usually I'm just like there for the art and the funnies. And you guys are really winning on the funnies. Look at those great puns you're doing. That lovely innuendo. Good job, gang. Her reservation stemmed in part because she didn't like to look herself naked. She thought she looked hideous. Just don't look. Just don't look, pussy. Close your eyes. Do it without looking. You too am asexual, a sexual being, a whole degen. Maybe she didn't think that her body deserved pleasure. That might have been why she had denied herself. The sheer size of her breasts, however, which were too large to cover in her hands, didn't seem to matter very much at the moment. Okay, so it wasn't cool that the nameless girl, like, trailed her hand up her chest, without asking. However, the badonk has probably hypnotized her, I'm not gonna lie. I may be asexual, but boy howdy, badonkas, I'd be looking at them. They do get my brain going. Moans would begin to spill from Ethel's lips, moans which during other circumstances she would have tried to stifle. The sounds of her own enjoyment embarrassed her. Everything about her body embarrassed her, but maybe it was time she overcame her anxieties. She was already 21 for goodness sake. If she didn't learn how to like herself, how could anybody else? That was what Clementine had said during their last and most explosive argument. I'm trying to be here for you, Clementine had said, her face blotchy with emotion. But how can I when you always push me away? I tell you that I like you, but it never sticks. It's like you're determined to hate yourself. How am I supposed to love you when you're always so negative? It's such a drag. I'm doing my best, but Ethel didn't want to think about Clementine. Not right now. She would far rather think of the girl. Her ex-girlfriend was now a blip of a half-recalled memory on her radar. And Ethel soon shot those thoughts down. Exploration and body positivity. Now this is hot. Yes! I love sexy everyhuman stories. I really need to open that Fansly so I can read some of her more naughty stuff. There's some crazy naughty stuff. Guys, did you know that she has a whole series about these two guys? Like her favourite OCs. She has a whole series about these two guys. They are cousins. Okay? But it's still, it's good. It's good, okay? Trust me! Trust me! I want to give her favourite characters love too. But those stories tend to get the sauciest, so we may have to get the Fansly for that one. Her ex-girlfriend was now a blip of a half-recalled memory on her radar, and Ethel soon shut those thoughts down, terminating them with the finality she used to stop herself from dwelling on her thesis. It was better to forget. To drift away inside her own memories. To daydream. Ethel moved her right hand now, sliding it between her thighs, and as she did, she imagined that it was the girl touching her. Ethel's own hand, which was flushed pink from the warm water, might have been red and blotchy. Just like Clementine's face had been when they had argued, but in her mind's eye, her hand was whiter than ivory. She saw the girl resting atop her, saw the girl's dark eyes disassembling her, and she moaned. Ethel's fingers began to speed up, heedless of the water she was splashing on the floor and of the sounds she was making. She had hated herself for far too long. Why couldn't she love herself now? What was so wrong about that? The girl at the church had said that Ethel was cute. She called her adorable. She seemed to think that Ethel was worth loving. And Ethel could only hope, as her fingers explored the crevices of her body she didn't usually touch, that they would be able to see one another again. Otherwise, she really would be on her own. Ethel had felt weary while she had been walking home through the forest, but she felt even wearier after her bath. She was so fatigued, she scarcely had the stamina to rise from the tub, to towel herself dry. Her arms felt too feeble to properly dry herself, so she scarcely bothered. She gave her stomach, thighs and armpits a perfunctory wipe with a towel, but she didn't bother with her hair. She let it fall around her shoulders, damp strands sticking to her cheeks. Ethel was so tired she could feel her torso slumping forwards as she brushed her teeth at the bathroom mirror. Could feel her eyelids beginning to droop as though she'd been caught by the same wicked spell which had so tormented Sleeping Beauty. You don't trust dolls, you fight them? But you trust me? I'm not just a doll. I modded you, right? You trust me? This was a fanciful thought, however, one which made Ethel scoff. She played the violin too hard, can't even get a tub. Yeah, she went too crazy. She went out there, she went wild. She's never experienced a violin session that wild before. She couldn't hold back. She might have fulfilled the sleeping part of the equation, but she was no beauty. She was plain dull and uninteresting in each and every way. Don't trust you, I love you, homie. Aww. Thank you, bestie. I'm still mad that you don't trust me, though. It still seemed a dream that the girl had taken such a great interest in her, but she still had. Ethel clung to this thought like a talisman as she bent, her legs almost buckling beneath her to remove the plug from the bath, and when she rose and turned off the lights in the bathroom, the girl was interested in her. Are you telling me, Hydra, that you wouldn't trust me if I led you down into the basement and locked you in a cell? That wouldn't be trustworthy to you? Aww. She cared about her. The actions Ethel had engaged in earlier, her fingers roaming the exposed curves of her damp, naked body as she lay in the bathtub, hadn't been born out of some selfish delusion. Ethel's fondness for the girl was reciprocal. The girl liked her too. Didn't that mean it was fine to think of her when she stroked herself to climax, when she came? It was fine. Everything would be fine. Ethel had no reason to feel ashamed. Which was for the best, really, given Ethel was too tired to bother with that at the moment. Ethel padded over to her bed, dripping residual bathwater in her wake, and slid beneath the sheets. If you held my hand when you led me to the basement, then I would trust you. You need human doll contact. I would look you in the eyes so lovingly as I padlocked you to a wall and left you in a dingy, like damp cell. Yes. It's okay though, you get your own cell, like everyone who visits the basement. Like you're not in with everyone. You get your own space. She was so sleepy she didn't engage in the ritual of tossing first this way, then that in an attempt to get comfortable. She wasn't comfortable. Her hair was sticking wet to the nape of her neck, and her pillow and her back was scattered with droplets which were beginning to freeze. But that was of little consequence to Ethel. It didn't slow her descent into the world of dreams. Ethel's eyelids fell shut, as they had wanted to in the bathroom, weighed down by the sheer force of her own exhaustion. Her breathing began to even out. Then less than a minute after she had drawn the sheets about her, she fell fast asleep. Yeah, I knew you'd love that. I knew you'd love that, Hydra. It's perfect. My mods love being trapped in their tiny little basement cells. Ethel felt weary when she awoke the following morning. But was it the morning? Ethel's curtains were ajar. She must have forgotten to close them last night. And the light which filtered in had a butterscotch sort of a tint granted by the encroaching evening. She's turning into a total night owl. That's fine. It's not like she was having any fun being awake during the day. It must have been midday at least for the daylight to take on such a burnished caramel sort of a colour. But Ethel was rather more preoccupied with the dull, heavy aching of her limbs, and the humming in the back of her skull than she was the exact hour. Sleeping was supposed to be a restorative act, but Ethel didn't feel particularly soothed upon waking. It wouldn't have been an exaggeration, in fact, to say that she felt rather wretched. There was a foul taste in the back of her throat, one which reminded of her mother's mouldy cherry pie, and her bones hurt, her ribs and her wrists, and even the individual phalanges of her fingers. Oh my god, relatable queen. Ethel could breathe without any complications, but her stomach was churning so uncomfortably. She might very well have been on a dinghy out in the Atlantic Sea. Maybe she was getting sick. Did she have a fever? Ethel didn't feel hot, though. If anything, her skin felt uncomfortably cold and clammy. Maybe because she'd fallen asleep without properly drying her hair the night before. Ethel had long hair, though it was more owing to necessity than choice. Ethel didn't like going to the hairdressers. She found the thought of engaging in small talk with strangers a terrifying one. And in any case, there was something uncomfortably intimate about the thought of letting a stranger run their fingers through her hair. Ethel didn't like it when other people brushed her hair either. It made her feel tense. Ethel kept her hair long because she did not want anybody else touching it, didn't want anybody cutting it. But she didn't trust herself to cut it either. Ethel's hand-eye coordination was good enough when it came to playing the violin, but it evaporated when it came to her parents. It was why Ethel never wore makeup either, despite her mother's best attempts to teach her. Lauren had tried to show Ethel the benefits of foundation, eyeliner, and lip gloss, but Ethel had never taken to it. That is something I need to learn, makeup, although I feel like the only thing I would ever do regularly if I learned how to do makeup would be giving myself under eye bags. I think that would be so chic of me. Just going out every day with under eye bags painted on with makeup would be so cool. I think that'd be very fun. The one time she had tried to apply eyeliner, she had poked herself in the eye with a pencil. Her eye had watered horribly from that encounter, and it had been swollen for 2 days afterwards. Shania had teased Ethel about her eye at school because of course she had, and she called her a cyclops, which was a bit of a highfalutin insult coming from a girl like Shania. But they had been studying the Odyssey in English. Mrs. Pritt would have been happy to know that at least some of her lessons had stuck, if nothing else. Shania felt a very long way away now. However, as Ethel sat in her bed that next morning, Shania and Mrs. Pritt and the secondary school as in general, the back of Ethel's head was throbbing. Why did she feel so tired? Me every time I wake up? Ethel might have gone to sleep late, but she knew she'd slept for a long time. She couldn't remember having any bad dreams either. She hadn't awoken in the middle of the night covered in sweat, a scream burgeoning on her lips like a put-upon heroine from a gothic novel. She had slept so soundly instead she might have been the dead, an unmoving corpse. Christ, Ethel felt as cold as the corpse. It was chilly outdoors, but it should have been relatively warm in her room. Why then were her teeth chattering? Ethel forced herself to sit up, though this took much more effort than it should have. With bleary, half-lidded eyes, she looked around her room, which wasn't her room. Not anymore. Ethel thought, or hoped rather, that she might regain some strength if she tried to regulate her breathing, but... Ugh! Ethel coughed. She could feel her chest convulsing, gripped with a sudden paroxysm, which brought tears to her eyes. Oh my god, my camera's moved again. I'm gonna fucking kill this thing. It loves doing this to me. I'm back. Wah! There was a bitter, bilious taste in the back of her mouth. It tasted foul, like something dredged from the depths of a lake. Ethel raised one hand, which was trembling, to her mouth as she continued to cough, her back body shaking feebly like an autumnal leaf in the chill. More hacking coughs escaped Ethel's throat, more dry, rasping wheezes. It wouldn't have been too surprising if she'd come down with a cold, given she had been spending so much time outdoors at night, surrounded by the pervasive chill of the winter months. But this cold did not feel like the natural consequences of her admittedly foolish actions. How could she have a cold when she didn't have a temperature? Guys, are you proud of my fake coughing? I'm so good at coughing. It turns out the real coughing earlier was practice. Oh well. Ethel's arms and her legs were weary. That much was true. But her forehead felt quite cool, as did her armpits. She wasn't sweating. What was going on? Ethel rode out her coughing fit as best she could, her eyelids squeezed tight. The back of her head was throbbing, and she felt sick. My camera. I fight it once again. Are we back? Okay, we're back. It took only 30 seconds, if that, for Ethel's coughing fit to wane, but it felt like far longer. When she had finally finished, Ethel felt enervated. Enervated? What does that mean? That's a new word. Enervated. 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 Drained of energy or vitality. Okay, that makes sense. Completely drained of her energy. Well, okay, it literally says that in the sentence. Okay, Priscilla. Read for once. Words. Words. Incredible work. Weakly, she drew back her hand, which she had used instinctively to cover her mouth. There had been no real reason, she supposed, to press her hand to her mouth, given she was all alone. There was nobody here she could pass her cold on to. Consideration was a learned habit, however. One which had been ingrained into Ethel through her uncomfortable, awkward years spent around other humans. There were worse habits one could get into, and there was no shame in being too conscientious. Ethel straightened her back, feeling a little calmer, then glanced down. Oh no! That's not good! That's bad! Healthy bodies don't do that. Her right palm, which had been pressed to her mouth during her convulsions, felt a little damp. It was spittle, most likely, from all her coughing. That was what Ethel assumed, at least, with a wrinkle of her nose. Yeah, don't look good, do it, Eve? It looks kind of bad. But when Ethel actually saw what stained her palm, she stared. It was nothing so incongruous as spittle after all, and neither was it The decidedly more unpleasant but still reassuringly mundane phlegm. What bird is going to eat her? A very big bird. Possibly the big bird? There's an English variant for big bird, I'm sure. It might just be big bird. I know that every country there's like various like different big birds for different countries. Like I've seen the news. I know what's going on. Let's look it up. English big bird. Do you guys just have the regular big bird? Big bird? Yay. Yeah, there's big bird variants. My Google searching is not helping. But yes, big bird could eat her. He'll have to get a plane, but like, I'm sure she looks so delicious. Ethel's palm was stained black just like tar. What in the world was that? Where had it come from? The only logical explanation was that it had come from Ethel herself, but how? Why? Ethel didn't quite feel like herself, but she couldn't see any reason why she would start hacking up this. Whatever this was. There was a strange black sludge smeared against her across her fair skin, and that wasn't all. There were white spores mixed amongst it, cloudy and clumpy like freshly fallen snow. Ethel had no idea what these spores were, but she recognised the small skinny objects with the rounded heads, which curled like commas amongst the filth. They were mushrooms. Ethel stared at her palm, her heart hammering wildly in her chest. Part of her hoped if she kept on staring, the strange black blemish on her palm would disappear. But this soon proved to be wishful thinking. Chad, do you think she's getting out of this alive? This is a linear story, I can't change her fate. Do you think she's making it out of this one? You know what? Hang on. Congratulations! We get a poll. I made a poll for you, chat. Congratulations. I'm just like a big streamer. They do that. This is an Ibihime. Yeah! Cast your vote, everyone. Tightly, Ethel shut her eyes. She counted to 5. Then she opened them. The stain was persistent, however, and it refused to shift. The black ooze, the white spores, and the little mushrooms remained, all mixed up in a gooey substance which must have been her own saliva. Was this some sort of medical emergency? Ethel had been fortunate enough never to suffer from health complications so prominent she'd been admitted to the hospital. But she had suffered for a few cuts and bruises, scrapes in her time. A particularly unfortunate incident with a pair of roller skates when she had been 8 years old had resulted in quite the nasty gash on her left knee, a gash which had bled profusely. Ethel's knee had been sticky with gore following that little incident, but the blood which had spurted from her perforated skin had been scarlet. Its pigmentation had been so very bright. It had been almost garish. Oh, hi, Jackie! You don't think that's normal? No, I haven't coughed up this kind of phlegm before. I have coughed up phlegm, but it's never been black, so you're probably right. And usually when I cough up phlegm, it doesn't have little bitty bits in it. You know? Also, hi Jackie. I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I'm not a medical professional either, but I haven't seen this in particular in a phlegm before. Like, this isn't a phlegm I know of, no. Maybe it's like a UK variant. You know, I mean, I've never been to the UK. I've never seen a UK specific illness. We don't know, guys. Maybe they've got weird ones over there. This strange fluid smeared across Ethel's palm was nothing like that, however. Yeah, after all, we don't know everything about... Yeah, they're built different. They're built weird, but they're built different. Oh, hey, Demi. How you doing? Couldn't have been blood. It wasn't red. It looked more like motor oil, but that didn't make any sense. Why would you be coughing up oil of all things? Some Americans drink that. Maybe she's one of them. Maybe someone's been sneaking her the oils. I've heard of you Americans drinking oil, gasoline and such. Some of you guys do that, I've heard. It didn't just sound unhealthy, it sounded inhuman. If Ethel had been an inorganic girl, perhaps made of steel and bolted together with screws, this might have been possible, but Ethel was wholly human, at least as far as she was aware. Her skin was soft and her flesh was quite yielding. She was weak, delicate even. But she was definitely a human. There was no reason why she ought to be vomiting up oil. There was no reason why she ought to be vomiting up anything. She might have felt sick, but she wasn't that sick. Not physically, at least. Mentally, however, Ethel wasn't sure, and that scared her even more. Ethel did her best to go about her morning, though she'd actually woken in the early afternoon, like she usually did. She hauled herself out of her bed with no small amount of effort, then padded to the bathroom. Once there, she cleaned her palm free of the dark sludge which had marked her. She cleaned and she cleaned and she cleaned. Her motions slow and regular and repetitive, the warm water cascading over her skin in rivulets. The water turned a curious coppery colour when it met the dark skin on her palm, but Ethel tried not to dwell on this too much. Like Lady Macbeth, she focused only on washing her hands, her motions slow and methodical. Ethel let her hands stay under the hot water tap for almost 3-4 minutes, minutes during which her flesh turned pink, then began to burn. The water was hot enough to be scalding, but Ethel paid it little heed. She liked the pain. It helped drive her other, rather pernicious thoughts from her mind. It stopped her thinking about what it was she coughed up earlier as she sat in her bedroom. And it stopped her thinking about how horribly tired she felt too. Ethel eventually shut off the hot water with a hand which struggled initially to find purchase on the silvery tap. Ah, poll results are here. According to chat, Ethel is not surviving this one. Oh, not even going to get superpowers? Oh well. It is what it is. That skin of her hands was pink and swollen, taut and shiny. Ethel doubted that she'd be able to play the violin with hands like that, but maybe it didn't matter. It wasn't like she'd been playing the violin very much during the last few years anyway. It seemed strange that the violin had once been so important to her when she'd been able to give it up so easily. Maybe she'd never cared about the violin as much as she'd thought. It had just been a distraction, really. A means of filling the empty, aching chasm of her life. Chasm is such a good word. I fucking love chasm. It's such a good word. For a while, the violin had served its purpose. It had made Ethel happy. But that had been many years ago now. Ethel's university degree, likewise, had once given her joy, or the semblance of joy at least. But she took little pleasure in that now. She took little pleasure in most things. With her hands newly cleaned, Ethel dressed herself. She dressed herself slowly and clumsily with hands which didn't want to obey her. Her skin was stretched tightly over her bones, like the surface of a drum, and bending her fingers hurt. Ethel's arms, meanwhile, were aching. It took Ethel almost 2 minutes to pull her sweater over her head, and another 5 to fasten the clasp of her skirt. Eventually, however, Ethel was able to make herself presentable. Her hair was still messy. She had run a brush through it in only the most perfunctory of ways. And she had bags beneath her eyes, but it would simply have to do. Dressed and ready to face the day, Ethel took a seat on the bed and retrieved her laptop. She thought that she might make a go at writing the introductory paragraph of her thesis, or failing that, the introductory sentence, but this was wishful thinking. thoughts were slow and sluggish, and she couldn't concentrate. She had thought that working on her thesis might restore some normalcy to the day's proceedings, but why in the world would that work? Ethel sounds super healthy. Yeah! I mean, she sounds like she's got the same sort of body as mine, and we all know I'm super healthy. Like, my body's really healthy, you know? And I deal with the same problems, except for, like, coughing up black goo and mushrooms. But, like, maybe I'll do that one day, you don't know. It would have been abnormal, in fact, if she had made a start on her thesis, because she was woefully behind on it. Writing so much as a single sentence would have been almost as shocking as an occurrence as coughing up all that bile had been. But Ethel wasn't going to think about that. She didn't want to think about her thesis either, and in any case, she couldn't think of it. It was starting to give her a headache. The chronic illness of coughing up black goo and mushrooms. A very common chronic illness, I'm sure. I'm sure there's like a very strong underground community of people who deal with that specific chronic illness. Ethel set her laptop down, defeated. Then she began to ponder. What she really wanted to do was see the girl again. It seemed imperative all of a sudden that they speak. Tonight would be the last chance, after all, that they would have to discuss anything. This thought made Ethel nervous. But she tried to swallow it down. There was little sense in getting agitated now. She could save that for later when she actually saw the girl. For the present, she would try to relax. What else could she do? Ethel descended down the stairs and took refuge in the living room as she had the day before. She had many more episodes of Supernatural to work through, and that was what she did. Ethel watched the TV, her eyes fixed to it sightlessly. She was only half paying attention for 2 hours, until she was distracted by an uncomfortable rumbling in her stomach. Yeah, she gave Ethel this good goo, and now she's got to go back for more. Yeah, she needs the goo. She coughed up her goo, and she needs more now. She needs to replenish her goo. Supernatural? Yeah. Yeah. She's a big Supernatural fan. She has like old DVDs. Not DVDs. Old tapes. Tape recordings at her parents' house. Doctor Who as well. But she misses... Is this during Super Look era? I think so. Ibrahima is a classic Tumblr girlie. She knows. She's seen it all. She knows. She just zones out to these shows, yeah. It was only then that Ethel realised she hadn't eaten anything all day, and she had not eaten much the day prior either. Oh, yep, that's another one I've got. Hunger feelings not being very regular and normal. All that. Ethel could only recall having a couple of toasties and a few forkfuls of her mother's cherry pie, which she had inevitably binned. Was the pie the reason Ethel wondered she hadn't had much of an appetite lately? Yeah, you too, Evie. We're so funny like that. It might explain why she felt so queasy too. Ethel's stomach felt empty, but she didn't have any particular desire to fill it. The thought of getting to her feet, then shuffling all the way to the kitchen to look through the fridge, was immensely unappealing. Ethel would far rather sit on the overstuffed sofa, which was comfortable, and watch Supernatural, but Ethel knew she had to eat something. It wasn't like her to skip meals. Typically, food was the one bright spot in her day. Sole thing she looked forward to. Ah! Timmy! Hello! Hello, readers! Ah! Incubus, thank you for the follow! Tempe, I get you, I'm gonna fucking get you. Ha! It's Tempe, she was playing Bye Sweet Carol. I remember this, because I was like, I can't show up to your stream. Not just because I am streaming, but because I want to play the game. Yes, put me in your mouth, baby girl. Do it! You won't, coward. Hi. Guys, this is Tempe. I love her. She was playing Bye Sweet Carol. It's that Disney style horror game, classic Disney style horror game that I really want to play, so I couldn't watch. I thought Scylla was a cannibal. Tempe will eat things too. She eats things out of love. Also, hi Slyko. I eat things because I need to. You know how it is. Like, I'll eat things. Yes! Raid! Yeah, it's very fun, very fun. I hope you guys had fun. Did you enjoy the game, Tempe? Is it good? Is it good shit? Is it good shit? Is it? But hi everyone, my name is Priscilla. I'm a doll. I'm kind of a cat right now, but I'm still a doll, okay? Okay. This month I've been playing a lot of horror visual novels and horror stuff. Tomorrow I'm playing Repo. With Tempe and a few other friends. So you guys should totally not miss that. What was I gonna say? Yes, I play horror. Currently, I'm stuck playing visual novels because my PC is potato. But I hope to play games like Silent Hill F and a bunch of other interesting horror out there. I really want to play some more like high-powered stuff. But I am working on the new PC. Don't you worry. It is going to happen. Step by step, progress. It was great, but I got a glitch and had to start all over from chapter 4. Oh, I hate when that happens. I'm sorry. You took a deep breath and got back to it. Yes, you're so brave, baby girl. You're so brave with it. Bravest woman ever. There is no braver pill bug in the world than Tempe Baby. It's a real measure of a person. Will they face the struggle of glitch? Have to raid and run? Oh, of course, babe. Don't worry. Have a good rest. Amazing stream. Yes! The Twitch chat decided that Ethel probably isn't going to survive the game, but that's okay. It might be funny. It might be like a fun not surviving. She might die and it might be fun. And pretty, you know? You just missed her coughing up mushrooms. It was really cool. But yeah, go get rest. If anyone else needs to rest from the raid, go get rest. Get your bio breaks and all those things. Go piss girl if you need to. You know how it is. And have a good time with us. Oh well. But yes, our girl Ethel, she just coughed up mushrooms. And she's like, her body's kind of fucked up right now. Like, it is bad. She doesn't even want to eat, even though she's hungry. Things are rough. Usually she really likes eating. You did miss that very artistic masturbation scene though, and I'm really sorry, chat, for that struggle. But she has a church going gift. Exactly, she is a church girl. I want a church girl. I want a church girl who go to church and read her Bible. I forgot the words for a minute, but I got it. God, referencing vines on Twitch is really like a metric test of how many children I have in chat. Is the rest of the video just going to be the narrator describing symptoms that we're innately familiar with? Yeah, I think it might be. Honestly, relatable queen. Ethel, our new disability icon. Now it felt more like a chore. Still, Ethel forced herself to stand. Yeah, we've all been there. She was 21 now, which meant she had to try and marshal her body. She had to be a responsible adult, no matter how little she wished to encapsulate either of those roles. There was nobody else in the house in any event to look after her. She had to look after herself. It's interesting, I recently saw Guillermo del Toro, my man. I recently saw like him do there was someone like posted him talking at an event of some kind. I think, do I still have this saved? Hang on. And he was talking about when he was younger and how it felt. And I still, God, please tell me I still have this saved. And it was really good. I wish please. I do! Okay, here's what he said exactly. I think the sublime confusion is from 19 to 29. You either think you're late for everything, you're a has-been, nothing is happening. There's no opportunity for you, the world is closed, everything is disaster, you want to die. And then you're 30. Yeah. From like 19 to 29. Things are a mess. You don't know a fucking thing about what you're doing. It's just what it is. Everyone expects you to know what you're doing, but you aren't going to, and that's okay. Once you hit 30, you'll become more of a realized human usually, and that's why people seem to like ground themselves and become more happy. That's my theory. It's such a good quote. Anyone else love Del Toro? Anyone else think he's like the coolest dude in the world? Well, one of them at least, you know. I'm so excited for his new Frankenstein movie that's coming out soon. I'm so fucking excited. It's gonna be so good. Ethel walked to the kitchen with some degree of effort, then examined the contents of the fridge. And then you're 30, and then you maybe get medical attention for your chronic depression. Yep. She examined the freezer. She examined all of the cupboards looking for stray tins of soup, leftovers maybe from shopping trips her parents had embarked on years prior, or packets of half-eaten pasta, but drew a blank. Who doesn't have pasta in their house? That's insane. There was no food in the house, not unless one counted some boil in the bag, rice, a sticky jar of pickles, and several packets of pork scratchings, her father's favourite. Ethel wasn't the best at cooking, but even she could manage boil in the bag rice. It was an option. But what was she supposed to eat the rice with? There was no curry sauce, and there weren't any vegetables either. Plain rice on its own doesn't sound very appealing, and the less said about Jude's pork scratchings, the better. It seemed like she had no choice. She would have to make an emergency trip to the corner shop. It was fortunate that Oxbury did have a corner shop. The village was small, but it still boasted a place where its overwhelmingly elderly residents could buy bread and eggs and milk when needed. The shop was tiny, its inventory limited, but that was fine. Oxbury didn't need anything grander than that. What are pork scratchings? I don't actually know. That's a good fucking question, Eve. Hang on. Let me look it up for you, baby girl. Pork scratchings. Oh, that's weird. Apparently they're like a pub food. They're made from pig skin, salted and deep fried pork skin. Deep fried pork skin. It's fried food. It's fried pork skin. Like pork rinds? I think it's like that. I'm not a big fan of deep fried meat because it can really dry it out. And we all know on the Priscilla channel the evil thing you can do to a meat is make it dry. Jerky's good though. Jerky's fine. I like jerky. It's different though. Her next half hour blocked out for her, Ethel decided to step out. She put her shoes on at the door, jamming her feet into her mud-caked trainers almost haphazardly, and set off. Like everything else in Oxbury, the corner shop wasn't far away. It was only an 8-minute walk, if that. Ethel had hoped that the fresh air might help brace her, restore some colour to her cheeks maybe, but she hadn't banked on it being so very cold or so very miserable. It wasn't cold enough to snow, thank goodness, but the temperature must have been in the single digits. Perhaps 7 or 8 degrees Celsius. The sky overhead, meanwhile, was festooned with clouds. Think we'll see our weird teacher? Yeah, probably. Maybe he's also at the corner shop. Maybe he's also doing a late night restock. Maybe he needs some milk for his tea in the morning. There was nothing particularly joyful about it. Or maybe he's running low on dog food. Wanted to make pork rinds for years and I just never have. Living with vegetarians also makes me feel very self-conscious about eating meat. Oh, I'm sorry, baby girl. Or rather, cooking meat. Yeah. I'm sorry. Maybe there's like somewhere nearby that you can eat some. Like a nice food place. Eating out is really expensive though, I get though, which is part an issue. I mean, it is all good, but it's also like, it is kind of annoying, I imagine. In fact, it was the exact opposite.
Ethel shivered all the way to the corner shop, wishing she had put on her coat. How could she have forgotten? She was so scatterbrained, her father sometimes said she would forget her head if it wasn't attached to her neck. Ethel soon made it to the shop. The bell overhead jingled, but the boy behind the counter didn't raise his head to meet her. He was too busy scrolling through his phone. So much for customer service. Oh, hey, Omni! You missed the masturbation scene. I think you would have enjoyed that. Ethel selected a few items, a frozen pizza, some frozen chips, a bottle of Pepsi, and brought them to the counter. Then she stood back and waited for the clerk to register her presence. The what? I said what I said. Yeah. It was artistic, kind of. Like, they didn't show anything. It was restrained. Tries to clip again to no avail. Eve, I appreciate you trying. Oh. I don't have a lot of people who trick clip me, actually. It's a bit... I appreciate you trying. This took a little longer than Ethel had hoped. The clerk really was ensconced in his phone, but a soft, "Excuse me," from Ethel made the boy lift his head. He met her gaze. Then sheepishly, he smiled. Oh, sorry about that. I was a little caught up. Let me get this rung up for you. You have some bangers? I do. I say so many good things. I would clip myself, but I already do too much. Thank you. The clerk scanned. Are there people who say clerk? Okay, no, there's an E in there, but do people say clerk? It feels weird. The clerk scanned Ethel's items while she stood there, feeling awkward and not quite knowing what to do with her arms. Her headache had yet to subside, though she'd taken some paracetamol earlier. Unfortunately for her, however, it didn't seem to be having the desired effect. I can't have basic pain meds like that. I have to have things like a Maxigesic. Do you guys know Maxigesic? Hang on. It's got paracetamol and ibuprofen. They have like a version that's good for like fevers as well, but I just usually take the pain one because I get it works on my migraines. Like, I haven't had migraines in a long time because I don't push myself like I used to. Like I'm actually like, I'm more kind with my limits, and I'm aware that I don't have a normal person body, so I don't get migraines like I used to. But fuck it. Summer is like migraine season, so we may be getting more migraine Priscilla in the coming months, weeks. No, you don't, guys don't have that? It's an over-the-counter med. It's Maxigesic America. Oh, apparently you do have Maxigesic in America. Yeah, that's fine. I was just curious, because medications are different all over the world. I was like, maybe it has a different name? I don't know. Ethel's stomach, meanwhile, felt horribly heavy, as though she had been stuffed full of newspapers. Oh, she's bloated. That's not good. Ethel eyed the frozen pizza, meat feast, ham, chicken and pepperoni, with some trepidation. She had come to the corn shop for something to eat, but food now seemed to be the last thing she wanted. How could she eat when she would be seeing the girl again? That was much, much more important than a meat feast pizza. No! Girlie, eat! Eat, eat, eat! Eating is so important. What would she say when she saw her? What would she do? And perhaps more pressingly, what would the girl do to her? This thought of the girl's lips against her own sent a small secretive thrill of pleasure running through Ethel's stomach. She squirmed. Did the boy behind the counter with his bright eyes and his pierced ears know what she was thinking? No, surely not. How could he? The boy bagged Ethel's purchases, the plastic carrier bag crinkling, then presented her the card reader with a cherry smile. The boy must have been wearing black. guys. So you know... Okay, so Evie Hime puts a lot of references to other characters from her works and like throughout her universe. Hang on. We've played in Fair Spirits, remember that? The one with the like the emo boy? He wears black and is like personable and works at a corner shop for his parents. I think this is a reference to him. Is this our boy? Is this Abel? I think it is. I think it is. She likes to put references in. It's really fun. Yes, I think it is him. Boy might have been wearing black and he sported rather a lot of piercings. Yes. But he was rather personable. Yes, yes. He reminded Ethel of a puppy. Oh, thank you for the bits. I'm gonna ban you though, because you're creeping me out. Like, ew. Thanks for the bits though. I'll take that. Creepy. That's, oh, weird. I guess that's a way to like... Man, that's just as gross when they knock on my door. Ew. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was weird. For those VOD heads, we got someone shared one bit to make sure I would see it. And basically was trying to get me to convert to Christianity. They were like, Jesus loves you, it's okay, sort of shit. It was creepy. Oh. We just banned them though, don't worry. I'm not dealing with that shit. I'll take the biddies. 100%. No refund on that shit, but... Wow. Weird. Proselytizing, that's the one. Thank you, Omni. That's so weird. I don't dislike religious people, but Christians are very aggressive with it. With trying to convert people. It bugs me a lot. Just like, let people exist, okay? I don't dislike the concept of religions. I just find Christians very aggressive. It's not about wanting to get to know me. It's about wanting to add more numbers to their soul counter. You know, they want to add more to their good boy counter, and the fact that they can convert people. It's creepy. But he was rather personable. He reminded Ethel a bit of a puppy. He was quite sweet, really, in a boyish way. His face soft, heart-shaped, and devoid of even the slightest suggestion of facial hair. He looked even younger than Manny, though Ethel presumed he was older. She was sure, in fact, that he was her age. He looked familiar. Hadn't they gone to the same primary school? It seemed inevitable if he and Ethel were the same age. There was only one primary school in all Oxbury, unless his parents had sent him somewhere else. Ethel should have known what he was called, but she was drawing a blank. She'd always been bad with names, especially when it came to boys. They all blended together. With their short hair and their dirty, stubby fingernails. Oh, you're playing F14? It's making you question your allegiances? DM me the cute person you found in F14, little Omni. Do it. Oh, Eve. Yes, let me read this out. Eve has experience with the church, so I'm interested in her perspective. As a person who grew up in the church and isn't fully away from it, Christians have the weirdest and worst ways to try and canvass, and in these ways it's definitely 9 out of 10 times to stroke their own Christian ego and nothing else. Because it doesn't work as an actual tactic and never has. Best they get is a fight. Yeah! Yeah, it's not actually effective in a real way. Like, they don't get people who actually care. They get people who are insecure, and that's not like what you want in your community. You don't want to only get people who are desperate. That's not healthy. That's not like a good way to build a religion. You're gonna send to me? Thank you, Omni. I'm checking my phone. Oh, we have no, that's not a message from Omni. I will trust that he will send it to me, and then I will judge it. I'll probably agree, honestly. If they had been former classmates, Ethel hoped the boy wouldn't try to embroil her in a yarn about the good old days. That would have been excruciating. Oh, don't worry, baby. Abel's not doing that to you. He has no belief in the good old days. Let's see. Oh, yes! You've met her. That's such a good design. I fucking love her. I get it 100%. I won't be saying names because I don't want to spoil a chat in case they haven't played and they are thinking about it. But yes, I completely understand. This is when you plug your cult. I don't have a cult yet. Yeah, Eve, one day you'll get a cult. I believe in you. You're so cool and powerful, you could do it. Those claws? Yeah, God, I love a monstrous woman. I really like how big she is too. She's very big. That's very fun. Ethel fumbled in her pocket for her phone, which she tapped on the electronic reader. Her purchase approved, Ethel then took the bag from the counter. By this point, her palms were sweating. Knees weak, arms spaghetti. Raking your brain for who it is, lol. Hang on, I'll forward it to you, Jackie. I'll forward it to you, Jackie, so you can enjoy. Forward to... Like... Wait... Okay, I forgot your name in Discord. I'm so good at, like, being on top of things and knowing things. Don't feed your hubris? No! Why not? It's fun. That's right. Yeah, you once tried to be a priest. That's right. Omni. Had to go to Exorcist and dance a group of... Oh, that's fucked up. That's right. Your name is different. Thank you for messaging me so you could... Oh. There you go. Thank you, Eve. You know exactly what I'm referencing. Thank you. Thank you. Every time someone says their palms are sweating, I think of that mum spaghetti. Like it's on impulse. It's not controlled. It just happens. Her stomach meanwhile felt heavy as though she'd eaten a cinder block. But that didn't make any sense. I'm gonna say something terrible. Okay. The girl is like the alpha, right? And Ethel is the omega. She's made her pregnant. And that's why her stomach is so heavy and why she feels gross. She's pregnant, guys. Yippee! She's gonna make it. She's fine. She's just pregnant. What do you mean not omegaverse? What is wrong with it? I think it's great. We see too many guys omegaverse. We need the lesbian omegaverse. Hey, remember when I tried to play a lesbian omegaverse game on stream and then it turned out it was like really horny and it wasn't safe for stream and I immediately switched? I still plan to play that on a fans league once I set that up. That's gonna be so fun. But we need more lesbian omegaverse. We need it. We need it so that I have an excuse for having a big cock. Like, it would make sense. If I was in the omegaverse, if I had a big cock, you know? So I don't think Ethel makes it through the pregnancy. She wouldn't go to the hospital, you're right. She isn't gonna get like the epidural and stuff. It's she's not smart with that. Like, she's not thinking. Why did her stomach feel so heavy? She hadn't eaten anything all day. Omni, I love that you think I had the clip bot. You have to do it manually with me still. I really need to set up the clip bot because you guys would love that. I'm not good with technology. I'll get tech support on it someday. I feel it's just more master and chest burster kind of birth. I love the Alien movies. So much. I need to watch the new ones. It kills me that I haven't seen the new ones yet. Maybe I should do that. Maybe, I say, as if I'm not going to watch them. My only problem with them is the pregnancy horror. I have to look away. Like, there's that one... You have to do it with the VOD. Thank you for trying, Omni. I appreciate it. There's the one where she gets in, like, the science machine and she, controls it to take the, like, do surgery on herself. That one really fucked me up. That was one of the newer ones. But that was that was a great scene. I fucking love that scene, but boy did it fuck me up. Oh, that could be a reward instead of a graphic design. Eve, would you be my tech support? Yes! I'll get you a special hat. I should mod you if you're going to be tech support. That would be crazy if I didn't mod you even though you're tech support. Yeah. Mod. Self-surgery wild. Yeah, it was fucking insane. I liked it. It was so good. It was a great scene. I can't remember if the actual movie was any good. But that scene stuck with me. Oh, that scene was good. I'm modding a lot of people today. Quite frankly, I don't usually have people who are mods in my chat. So I usually have to do stuff myself. So I've been trying to mod people today. I'm a god. I mean a mod. Jackie, do you want to be a mod too? Jackie, you give mod powers. I'm making you a mod. Jackie, I can trust you. Congratulations, Jackie. You're also powerful. You get a mod, and you get a mod. You try your darndest. Thank you. I will get back to you on what I need to set up for stream since you have volunteered to be tech support, my dear Evie. You're gonna take all the people, Jackie? Thank you. Omni, you're happy being the designated ass kisser? You're very good at it. You're very, very good at it. You are well made for the role, I must say. Ethel had gone to the shop to buy food to satisfy the empty aching inside her. But this emptiness had shrunk while the boy had been ringing up Ethel's purchases, or maybe it had expanded. She felt dazed. She lurched uneasily towards the exit, feeling like an amphibian out of water. She could very well have been a web-toed creature which did better underwater than it did on dry land. Unironically happy you said that. Everyone is good at certain things. And it's good to be recognised for it. You have to be less of an ass kisser though. I remember what you just told me recently. You need to be careful about who you are ass kissing. It's fun coming up with summons and greetings for you. It is very cool seeing your funny little moments. All hail the great Priscilla, things like that. It's so charming. Her stomach was still churning. Her heart felt like a clenched fist. A sudden wave of nausea assailed her, making her gasp, and then... Ethel? A concerned voice drew Ethel out of her reverie. But wasn't the boy from the corner shop calling after her as she made her anxious escape? It was Mr. Brown! Oh, Mr. Brown! I've come to like Mr. Brown. He just sees her as the small child he knew back in school. And he's concerned about her in the normal way that an adult is concerned for a child that they help to raise, really. Ethel's former teacher must have been going to the corner shop himself because he met Ethel a stone's throw away from the shop's illuminated exterior. And it was a good thing he had too. Ethel had been about to collapse when Mr. Brown caught her. His powerful hands pressed against her forearms. Mr. Brown looked at Ethel worriedly. His eyes narrowed. His gaze was discerning and he soon sensed something was amiss. Gently, he rested a hand against Ethel's back and not low enough to make Ethel feel uneasy and said, "Are you alright?" "Oh, Ethel winced. Her vision was beginning to blur. The street looked alarmingly hazy. She might well have been viewing it through a thick film of fog. Her head hung uncomfortably heavy as she said, "I'm alright, I think." You made me remember that one manga where the main character raises a girl at his door and that gets weird. I think I'm thinking of the same one as you. Was the little girl blonde with long hair? And then she gets weird when she becomes a teenager and gets really clingy. Are we thinking of the same one? Yeah, that was a... Boy! I wasn't one of the people who was reading that, who read that as it came out. And I am glad. I'm glad I wasn't one of those bitches, because it started out as just a very normal, slice of life, family raising story, and then it got bad really quickly. It's like when Oshinokoi brought in the got really serious with the incest near the end, and it just ruined the whole traction of the manga. It really looked cute. It really felt like just a nice fluffy family found family situation, and then it got weird. It got bad. There's like video essays on like the downfall of that manga. Oh, do not look it up, chat. It's a bad time. It hurts. Because you can tell the author is like into it. They think it's okay. I'm alright, I think. Mr. Brown looked at the woman, almost fainting in the middle of the street, who says she's alright, and he goes, I don't believe that. But I don't have a close enough relationship to do anything about it quite yet. Yeah, Eve, that was a fucking rough manga. It was not safe, and it hurt. It was very apologist about it. It was like, well, she's pursuing him, so it's okay. The child is the one pursuing, so it's okay, kind of. Like, it still had the, like, this is kind of weird talking points, but you could tell that the manga was okay with it. The vibes got very weird. You're hating this? Oh boy, oh goodness, oh no. Yeah. Again, I'm very glad I didn't read this as it was, like, coming out. Because, ooh, that's not great. The way that would have broken people, that would have been actually very fucking triggering for some people. Very scary. Actual horror story shit. As much as I like real life, like relatable horror, this was not trying to be horror. It can be salvaged with that, shut it down or something. Yeah, if there was like an actual discussion about how he was one of the few, like family that she had left, and it kind of warped her brain into thinking that she had to keep him in some way because she was scared of being abandoned, because all the rest of the family, just like all the extended family, just didn't help at all with raising her. So it was very normal for her to have a warped view of him because it was the only like solid rock she had. She didn't have people else to rely on, but they just didn't address that. They just said, no, actually, whatever, true love. I'm not going to name it so that you guys, well, mostly because I don't remember what it is, but I'm not going to look it up and name it because I don't want you guys to get hurt. It was trying to normalize victimization. Yeah, it was. It was trying to normalize it. That's exactly what it was doing. And I fear that the author didn't understand why this was an issue. I fear that this author was like so entrenched in some kind of cultural vibe that they didn't understand why what they were doing was a problem. Like they didn't. Like, sometimes people write these stories and they don't understand that this is actually unsafe. Like, they're not trying to be malicious or anything. So glad you lost your voice because this would lead to a rant. Yeah, Eve, you're so good at rants though. I love it, baby girl. Not like a happy arc to heal, but normalize the abuse. Yes, a healing arc would have been so good. There's so much trauma a young girl can deal with, can come from a family situation. Even if the person who is your family is good to you, there is other layers to the trauma. If the one family member is great, but your extended family is just not in your life, and like your main family, they died, or like they abandoned her or something, that would fuck up anyone, and it would make her wanting to hold on to him any way she can would be very normal. Actually, but they didn't address it. They just are like, no, this is true love. I was reading a visual novel, wasn't I, chat? Ron said that one side plot of Card Captor Sakura. I know exactly what I wanted. Yeah. Card Captor Sakura, I'm a big fan. I love that story. It's very sweet. We don't talk about those two. We don't. That thing ain't real. That didn't happen in the larger fan base. We don't pretend that was a good thing. None of us do. As much as Card Captor Sakura fans are like mega fans, that is never something the fans have been okay with. I've never seen one fan who's been like, this plotline was really good. Yeah. No. Yeah, they claim everything but that. Exactly. Because the rest of it's actually really good. It's just not an anomaly in the story. Shoujo is like that sometimes, I fear. Writing in general is like that sometimes, I fear. Manga as well. Fruits Basket. I have not actually delved into Fruits Basket. The way people talk about it being so depressing all the time makes me like put off. I am okay with depressing stories, but for like long stories, like long stories, it's a lot for me. It would have to be done in spurts, you know? I trust you that it's good. It's just like, wow, that's a lot. Backstory of the main character's parents. Ooh, I have heard that there's problems in a lot of the relationships, the familial stuff in regards to Fruits Baskets, but like it's not always seen as like, it's not always framed as good, which I like. That sounds good. It's less depressing and more dramatic. Okay, like a melodrama, like a soap. Okay. Mr. Brown frowned. He didn't look convinced, and neither did he sound it for that matter. Your face is awfully pale, not to mention clammy. Do you have a temperature? You look feverish, and it seems like you're having trouble standing. I'm alright, really. I think I just have a bit of a cold. A cold? Ethel nodded. I was out in the rain a couple nights ago. It must have caught up to me. Ah, yes, there is that. I would tell you to be more careful, but it's too late for that. I suppose it would be unreasonable of me to tell you to build a time machine. But I can always let you come back to mine if you want to put your feet up. My home is closer to you than yours. It should spare you a bit of a walk. And I could put some tea on maybe, it might make you feel better. Hi, Nexus! Guys, it's Nexus! Nexus is here! Nexus is a polar bear. They're a cyberpunk polar bear and they're really cool. How you doing? Chad doesn't think Ethel's gonna survive. But it's okay. I think she's just omegaverse pregnant. Like lesbian omegaverse. It happens. It's rare, but it happens. Chad doesn't think she's gonna survive. Everyone thinks she's gonna die to the mushroom babies. Who are we killing off? I'm not killing off anything. Chad has decided preemptively that Ethel's dead. Because it's an Ebihime story and nothing good can happen to women in Ebihime stories. Can't explain it for a moment. Your model looked manic, like your eyes got small and your grin went all the way. Yes! It does that sometimes. It's got really good mouth and eye physics. Hehe. Our lovely childhood primary school teacher has invited us into his home to have a rest. Didn't we just read the Happy Vampire Lesbians? That's true! No one believed that would have a happy ending either, and that really made me annoyed because, like, she's not mean to the woman all the time. Guys, did you forget about the happy vampire ending? Happy ending. Funny joke. Yeah, there was a happy lesbian vampire ending, and off screen, you guys didn't see it in the story, but off screen I did marry Henny in that lesbian story. They didn't put Ash in there of me because it would be kind of out of place, but I did marry her in that story, like in the epilogue. Trust me. Like, she did get married, and I married her. That was a very positive one. Ebihime does like her dour stories. And we all know that's why I kind of like her. Like, we do like the depression of her stories, because they're fun. There's a difference between, like, poetic, interesting depression and just, like, sloggy depression writing. And Ebri does the interesting. But yeah, no one thinks Ethel's gonna survive Exus, and I'm like, well, what if she's just omegaverse pregnant? I think she could be. I don't know. Maybe. Oh no, it's alright. You don't need to go out of your way. I'm a teacher. It's my job to go out of my way for my students. Oh, that's news to me! I'm not your student, though. You were once, and old habits are hard to break. I feel guilty in any case, letting you go off on your own in this state. What if you collapsed? I'm not that unwell. I hope you're not. But would you let me be the judge of that? I might not be a doctor, but I am a primary school teacher. They might seem like very different professions, but they have their share of similarities. They both involve looking after people. This will prevent her from meeting with the girl. Yeah, she has to meet the girl. That's her job. She has to meet her. Wait, really? Teacher's going out of the way for us? The fantasy is real? Right? It's so unrealistic, it's beautiful. I never knew they did that. That's crazy. Privately, Ethel thought that some doctors would dispute this claim. In fact, she imagined a lot of surgeons would take offence in that assertion that corralling children was at all similar to performing triple bicep passes. Mr. Brown sounded so earnest, however, that Ethel didn't want to argue with him. Not that she would have done anyway. She wasn't really the sort who argued. She wasn't like Manny, who could turn any co-op game you played into a whirlwind of racially motivated insults. No one fucking likes her family, by the way, Nexus. Her family fucking sucks. We are unsurprised. We are unsurprised by the fact that Ethel is a broken woman, given her family sucks. At Ethel, kids are always sick, it's kind of a thing. Yeah, kids are always sick. They're really good at it. Ethel didn't want to rebuff Mr. Brown's kindness either, though she didn't relish the thought of going back to his home. She had no desire to see how her old primary school teacher lived, or where. She wasn't even sure if Mr. Brown's house was closer to the corner shop than hers, but she didn't want to question him. She presumed he knew what he was talking about. Mr. Brown was nothing if not unreliable, and Ethel didn't feel up to walking. Understood. Hold my TTS pet, I'm running hands. Yeah, you got this, bitch. You got this. I trust you. They're in Australia, though. It might be a bit of a trip before you beat them up. The mere act of holding the carrier bag with her Pepsi. Diet, of course, Lauren would be proud. And her frozen pizza. Her mother would be less proud about that. It was making her upper arms ache. Dazed, Ethel nodded slowly. Very good. I always knew you were a sensible girl. Girl. Ethel winced. Patient and petty? Relatable king. He better be a good man. If he's not a good man, I will throw the whole computer. Eve? I love you. Keep it up. But you're not allowed to throw the computer because you have to give me tech support later. We have to link up on that. You have to make sure you keep the computer in good pieces so I can at least communicate with you. Was that still how Mr. Brown saw her? As a foolish child? The thought rankled. She was already 21. She's so young. No one at 21 knows who they are. Nah, that's Eve's tech support service. Yep. Eve needs to keep hold of her tech. How's she going to do support if she doesn't have her tech? We're thinking ahead. We're clever like that. She was old enough to drink, to smoke, to vote. She was old enough to drive, not that she could. She was old enough to have sex. She was old enough to get her heart broken. She wasn't a child anymore, though she often wished she was. Now let's go, we'll have you back in a jiffy. The answer to everything, hit it a few times, just like the 90s. Yes! I recently was hanging out in a Mammal Random stream. Another girlie I love, Mammal Random. And she said that she hit one of her, I can't remember if it was her computer or something else, but she hit it until it worked, and I just, man, that's so attractive. I love a woman who'll just hit things until they work. Not like that! But you know what I mean. It's hot. It's hot, okay? When a guy does it, I don't care, because I don't like guys. But when a woman does it... Hi! If you hit your PC and it works, I'm like, wow. Why is your shirt still on? Kidding. Vaguely, Ethel wondered what Mr. Brown had come to the corner shop for himself. He hadn't gone inside, hadn't had an opportunity to purchase anything. He must have forgotten about his errands in an effort to look out for Ethel. Well, whatever he wanted couldn't have been that important. Come on now. Mr. Brown spoke reassuringly, giving Ethel's waist a squeeze. Don't do that! Ew! I don't like him anymore. It's alright, I've got you, don't worry. Don't squeeze her waist! Ew! Ugh. Under normal circumstances, Ethel would have been worried if an older man had been escorting her back to his home with his arm around her waist. Lauren and Jade had never been the most hands-on, but they had at least instilled Ethel with a sense of stranger danger in her childhood. Even to an outsider, the situation must have looked suspect. Yeah, this is going gross. I don't like this. For these circumstances were anything but normal, and for once Ethel didn't worry. She didn't have the strength to worry for one thing, and for another, Mr. Brown wasn't so very unsettling. He had taught Ethel when she had been small. She had been afraid of him as a young girl, that much was true, but she didn't think he was so very threatening now. Not when he looked just as concerned as, if not more than, she was. He really did seem to care. That was something Ethel could take solace in, at least. It was a cold sort of comfort when her head was aching and her limbs felt so numb, insensible almost, but it was better than being alone. You're doing a good job. You can do this. Just a few more steps. Ethel continued to walk, putting one clumsy, sluggish foot in front of the other until at long last Mr. Brown had led her to their destination. And here we are. Mr. Brown spoke in an uncharacteristically jovial voice as he came to a halt, outside a nondescript house uncannily alike to most of the houses in Oxbury. Pebble-dashed with 2 floors and a crooked chimney jutting out of the roof. Home sweet home. There's nothing quite like it. Mr. Brown unlatched the wooden gate which circled his property, one-handedly. He was still using his other arm to support Ethel, then stepped forwards. Ethel followed in his wake, feeling like an obedient pony being taken to a butt of water. Mr. Brown crossed the garden path, an array of geometric stones cut to algorithmic precision, in a manner which rather suited her former teacher, and eased Ethel onto the front step. Then he searched in his coat pocket for his keys, which he inserted into the lock. This was something of production, given Mr. Brown was still supporting Ethel, but he was able to manage it with a surprising amount of dexterity for a man his age. Though perhaps this was not so very surprising after all. Mr. Brown wasn't so very old, not really. He was only in his late 50s. He looked a good deal healthier than Ethel was, and a good deal more energetic too. Mr. Brown guided Ethel inside his home, then paused to shut the door behind them. It wasn't long after Mr. Brown had shut the door when Sparky dashed into the hallway, his entrance heralded by a series of excitable barks. Okay, there's a puppy. It might be okay. The dog might mean that everything's okay. Dogs are nice, right? I don't have a lot of experience with dogs. Would a dog put up with that kind of thing in its house? Yeah, like thematically, if there's a nice dog, usually it's fine, right? Right? The dog must have been left to man the house in Mr. Brown's absence, though how well the dog could man anything was debatable. Sparky couldn't have been waiting for his errant master all that long, but his insistent barking was uncannily reminiscent of a nagging wife. Take the dog and burn his house to the ground. I love you, Jackie. There's a dog, maybe it's fine. Maybe, Eve. Thematically in writing, if there's a dog, that usually means things are okay. His name is even Sparky. It's a great name for a dog, especially a little barky one like that. Where were you, Sparky would have said, if he could have talked. Which of course he could not. I've been waiting ages. Mr. Brown must have thought similarly, because he smiled wryly, then shook his head. All right, I know you missed me. You didn't have to make such production out of it, you daft mutt. If Ethel hadn't been there occupying so much of Mr. Brown's attention, maybe he would have bent down to ruffle the top of Sparky's head. Burn it, Sparky, let's do it. As it was, however, Mr. Brown was otherwise preoccupied, and he couldn't do that. Instead, he gave his dog, or daft mutt rather, a gentle, affectionate nudge in the side with his shin. Sparky yipped at this, appreciatively perhaps, and Mr. Brown chuckled. Well, I'm glad you're so happy to see me. I could do without you making such a racket, though. What must the neighbours think? Sparky yipped in response and wagged his tail, his dark eyes bright and eager. Mr. Brown chuckled, and led Ethel into the living room once the pair of them had divested of their shoes. Mr. Brown guided Ethel to an armchair which she sank down in gratefully, relieved to finally be off her feet. Sparky followed the two of them into the living room, his tail trembling all the while. With wide eyes he looked up at Ethel and cocked his head. Then he yipped. It was a yip which carried with it a question, one which was so unmistakable it transcended the barriers between the species. Who, that yip asked, are you, and what are you doing here? Ethel had half a mind to reply to the dog's query, but bit back her response. She didn't want to look completely insane, nattering away to a dog as though it posed a genuine question. Fortunately for her, however, Mr. Brown seemed to have understood Sparky's query, because he took it upon himself to answer. Ah, yes, I didn't tell you I'll be bringing a guest back, did I? This lassie here is Ethel. You know her, don't you, boy? Remember, you've met before. Yeah. I think it's normal to tell a pet what your name is. I have told Hine what my name is. She knows both my names, my real name and my VTube name. She knows her own name. She knows when we're addressing her. She knows other people's names. Names are normal. Sparky yipped his response in appreciation, and Mr. Brown smiled. I find that pets often like it if you talk to them like they're part of like the community. Like if you don't talk down to them. That's right, I'm sure you two would get on like a house on fire. But could you try to tone down all the barking? Ethel here has a headache. Isn't that right, Ethel? Oh, I've felt better, I suppose. I thought as much. You're as pale as anything. I do hope that Sparky's not bothering you. Oh no, it's fine. Are you sure? I can always put him in one of the upstairs bedrooms if you'd like. I don't want him making a nuisance out of himself, and I know some people don't like dogs. Oh, that's nice. I have a brother who's really scared of dogs. Like, this could be this could actually be dangerous, but like, I have a brother who's scared of dogs, and people just assume that like everyone's okay with dogs. So it's nice that he's kind of like I want to. There's two sides to this. Did she say she had a headache? Oh, I don't remember. I don't think she did. Ethel briefly contemplated Mr. Brown's offer, but the thought of Sparky being shut away upstairs for her sake made her feel guilty. She wasn't much of a dog person, but she didn't want to impose upon poor Sparky. This was his home, not hers. And he hadn't done anything wrong either, other than being a bit too excitable. Really, it's fine. I can deal with him. Oh, good, I'm glad. Just give him a nudge if he tries to jump up on you. He can be a bit overly friendly like that, especially since I don't have guests around all that often. Now, is there anything I can do for you for? Would you like a cup of tea? Oh, Ethel blinked, momentarily stumped. The question was a simple one, but Ethel was tired and achy and her head hurt, and she wasn't sure how to respond. Her stomach still felt tight in knots. She was unsure if she could stomach anything in her current state, not even liquid. But tea was rather inoffensive, wasn't it? Maybe it would help soothe her, and if nothing else, it would let Mr. Brown feel like he was doing something useful. Oh, all right. Ethel eventually capitulated, more for Mr. Brown's sake than her own. I wouldn't mind a cup of tea. It might help. Of course. I'll whip up that tea up for you in a mo. Hang tight. I will. Ethel's reply was half-hearted as Mr. Brown exited the living room, shuffling in his socks. Sparky looked between Ethel for a few moments, who was slumped in the armchair, and Mr. Brown's retreating trouser legs, before with a decisive yip he set off. He must have decided he would rather spend more time with his master than the strange, frumpy girl after all. Ethel might have been an amusing distraction for all of 5 seconds, but she couldn't compete with Mr. Brown. Nobody had ever picked Ethel first, not during PE, not when boys had been carousing the school's hallways looking for girls to invite to the prom. Why would Sparky be any different? Man, Ethel needs more therapy. Yeah! Girl needs so much therapy. I think this is where we leave off for today, though. I am starting to feel the energies. I'm starting to feel a bit worn out. We'll try and continue this tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week. Thank you for joining me again today, chat. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow I am playing Repo with Nexus, Tempe, and Tushy, and Wicket. Did I get that right? I think. At 5 p.m. CST. So please do join us if you can. I would greatly appreciate it. It's going to be very messy. And let's see who we can attack. Let's see who we can attack, dear ones. Ah, Mama Wyndham! Madam Emma Wyndham is live. Member Wyndham. She's playing Haunted Property. Oh, and Chua Willis is there. Let's go get him. Let's go get him. Let's go have fun with them. They're very silly. They're very silly and fun. I think you'll enjoy their vibes. Thank you all for joining me again, chat. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.